Good evening, Speed Gaming 3. You thought you were rid of me, but here I am, back for more. It's Trenton, and I'm hearing myself in echo because I didn't mute something. But I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening as we get ready for Captain Nerd versus Lord of the Synth. And I am joined tonight, have no fear, because no matter what happens, you can always hashtag blame TGE. The Greenleaf Effect is back in the booth tonight. How are you, my friend?
I am good, but please note, SG3, I am in no way responsible for the echoing Trenton. That is all on him.
I still blame you.
I said it wasn't my fault.
I still blame you.
Blame me all you want. I just said it wasn't my fault.
So, we're waiting on our runners to mention real fast. Captain Nerd, a little bit newer to this. He just picked it up, played casually. This is his first competition in randomizers. Lord of the Synth has been around, and a veteran who actually gets his name from actually making synthesizers. So that's where it came from.
That I did not know. That's fantastic.
I like to throw in fun facts when I can. Speaking of fun facts, we have White Mage Forced, Thief Band, has often led to the
fun. Thief Band isn't fun, because we all know the Thief class sucks, so Thief Band is like, oh well, you weren't going to pick that anyway.
Well, the good news is it can't be banned next week. It can only be banned this week. Then it has to take a week off before it can be banned again. That's the way it works.
I mean, it's fine, but I'm just saying, you know, you said fun. I wouldn't call that fun. I'd call that disappointingly disheartening.
Well, the fact is fun. Whether or not the reality is fun, that's a different story. So usually, a lot of players have brought the Rainbow Mage strats like we're seeing from Synth. That's about half to a third of the time, at least, that people are doing that. Captain Nerd, however, has brought the Black Belt, which I've only seen one other time.
Well, I mean, the Black Belt is definitely an interesting strategy to go with here, because it's one of those high-risk, high-reward strats, because if you're taking a Black Belt, you're taking that because you want to grind the ever-living out of it. You want a level 40 whatever Black Belt. That means, you know, you need to find a good grind spot. However, with a forced White Mage, exit at level 1 and fade at level 1, who cares about grinding a Black Belt? Let's just cast Holy on all of the things.
Yeah, this is one I'd reroll. I'd take the red mage out of the party, or either the red or the black mage, and bring double white mages for the fade.
Also, I'm not sure if you managed to catch that, but level 1 is 100% all instant death all the time. Brack, Quake, and Rub, and oh yeah, Fast is there too.
It's not a great level 1 for red mages, actually, because there's too many spells for those slots, because you gotta have Fast. Quake is the only AoE, but Brack is a much better spell overall.
It's gotta go fast, not gotta have fast. We are speedrunners,
You need
after
both.
all.
What are they looking for right now? Killing Garland. Killing Garland is pretty much the priority right now.
I mean, you know, killing stuff. I mean, it goes by basic D&D, you know, ideas. You buy equipment and spells. You can go through dungeons, get more gear, kill more monsters, get more experience, level up to get more gear, to kill more monsters, to level up, to get more. You see where this is going.
Also, while we have a minute here, thank you, Wab, for being our tracker this evening. Greatly appreciate it. Also, thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting us this evening, and TGE for letting me dragging you in here. May or may not have been kicking and screaming involved.
Look, all you did was tell me the one thing that was perfectly fine. You told me pants weren't required, and I was in.
Well, there's definitely no checks going on that front.
This is why we don't have booth. We don't have the cameras in the booth, so we're good. Where we're not good is we have a couple of dead Light Warriors over on Captain Nerd's side, and by a couple I mean 3, so it's Garland versus Punchy Fighter. Yeah, unfortunately Punch Elemental Magic not gonna work there. Synth, on the other hand, does go ahead and, ooh, that's a fun little start there. Herb and Ruby, and we are re-rolling, it looks like, on Nerd's side.
Not sure he had saved. which is something I usually do after the setup, just in case. But maybe this will lead to him dropping the black belt, bringing the white mage for the extra fade. No,
Nope.
He's got to stick with it. He's got a plan.
I mean, I'm disappointed that he named one Bill, but it's got 2 L's. That needs to have 1 L.
It's faster. He was speedrunning the names.
Speedrunning the names with a with a 4th letter?
Yes, because it would take you longer to move to a space than it would to just click the A button for the second L.
But
The second L is silent anyways.
are you sure it's not the first L that's silent?
Yes. That wouldn't make any sense. Has to be the second L.
Doesn't.
Otherwise you would need the first L.
Well, I mean, it's all semantics anyway.
Well, I mean, if we weren't going to argue semantics, what was the point of doing this?
I mean, I guess I could drop the word diphthong and we can talk about that for a while.
Well, we could talk about finding money with Matoya in a silver gauntlet, which isn't great, but it's our first defense that we've had all seed.
Well, I'll go with the standard, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye.
It's true. Synth used that starting cash to stock up on some heals. That's usually not a bad thing at all.
No, and oh, we get sleep guanas.
They're so boring.
Yeah, they tend to drone on a little bit. Not only they're boring, but they're also inappropriate. Look, they're flashing us.
And we don't even have the lamp spell to counter it.
But I love lamp.
Captain Nerd has reacted to that garland by saying, let's get levels. Level 3 is safer, better.
Yeah, the interesting thing I find here is, why is the white mage still on the front? Why is your first slot, why aren't you switching the fighter and the white mage?
That's a question.
Like, just because it's forced doesn't mean it's forced to stay in that slot. It's just forced for you to have one. So the fact that that white mage is still... I mean, I think this is the first time I've ever seen the white mage overworld sprite.
Well, it comes up if you want to drop the white mage, but that fade, I don't know why you would. Although with the black belt, at some point you're going to have to drop party members to get levels. Hey, we've got Crescent Lake.
So, nothing wrong with Crescent Lake, although there are some, we can get into this here in a little bit, the certain changes that are a thing and certain changes that aren't a thing, as we did just take care of Garland on Nerd side. One of my favorite things is the completely confused old men here in Crescent Lake. That is fantastic.
That's always been fun.
Yeah, like, that's one of those where, like, I see that, I'm just like, yeah, that's a thing, that's awesome. I personally am not a giant fan of the map edits.
Life
like, when I see
2
that,
is at level
Life 2.
6, so not very useful. Ice 3 is at level 6. Not great.
Yeah, when I say the map edits, like, being able to park the boat south of Onrak, I like that. I like not having the airship be required. Being able to walk all around the map from Corneria to Dwarf Cave to Northwest, yeah. That's extremely convoluted for my liking. But the boat docks, I'm all about the boat docks. And speaking of boats, how about a floater?
It's like a boat.
It flies.
Like a boat in the sky. So the confused old men hand over the floater. We do not have the ability to get the airship yet. We've got to find either the ship or the canoe first.
Speaking of that, what's canoe with you?
I don't know. I've been hanging out with TGE lately, so, friends are telling me that's a bad idea.
I'll tell you it's a bad idea.
Yes, I am exactly saying it's some kind of airboat. That is the perfect definition.
Yeah,
So we've got the herb we can turn in at Elfland Castle. That's kind of taking us in the left direction. That incentive location at Marsh Cave still awaits.
Dun, dun, dun.
But I'd really like to see what the prince has first. That's just me.
Probably another fetch quest.
Also, very likely that the ruby is not required in this seed. Considering we have the airship as soon as...
You never know, there could
get
be
over there.
something in the forward chest in Titan's tunnel.
We've seen it happen in this first round. So it's definitely possible. And Lupa Lupa is hanging out in the town. But the castle stays the same. It's only the towns that are shuffled.
I mean, if you're crazy and you want to shuffle everything, you can shuffle everything. But that can... Well, the prince had some kind of not airboat.
No, he had a water boat.
He did. He did.
Right, so we're going to be able to skip the marsh cave for now, but unlikely we're going to be able to skip it in total, because at this point the only optional thing that could be there would be the ribbon. Or perhaps a fetch quest item that leads to the ribbon.
I mean, my biggest hope is that we don't have to do the chain that gets us the slab, because anytime we get to avoid Melman is a good time.
You know, you say that, but the hot new strat is to do level grinding in Zozo Melmond, because you can get in random encounters there.
I mean, that's the best use of Melman, but the problem is it's still Melmond.
That it is. Synth working
I mean,
his way
I feel dirty
to...
just talking about it.
Synth is working his way to the Floater Desert. It takes you off guard just how far to the south everything in the Crescent Lake area is. It's not even with the stuff you were working with on the other side of the world. You have to keep going down. We've got Provoca.
Ooh, so you're saying there's pirates?
I mean, there's some misbehaved school children who like to think they're pirates.
Lick 3 at level 2. That's nice to see.
Good early AoE magic is always a welcome sight.
Also, heal 2, not a bad sight to see either.
It's not what we were looking for, but you'll take it because it's there.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to complain about heal 2, especially at level 2. I mean, you might complain about it at, like, level 7. You're never going to buy it there. But level 2, you're like, I'm down with this. I'm okay with this.
You can get it on the cheap. And bye-bye pirates. They're not very hard in these flags because the safe pirates mode is
I
enabled.
miss the Fire 3 pirates. Fire 3 pirates were fun.
I mean, Thunder Pirates were kind of the bigger thing. That's what we kept seeing. Really expensive gold bracelets in this one. 50k just to get one.
Well, what's the price of gold per ounce?
Are you crazy, man? They don't use ounces in Provoca.
Okay, per agama. And I know it's the agami an ounce, but I mean,
I think that would come out to be about 50 agmas.
okay, fair enough. And who gave the old man the explosives?
I don't know. Maybe he's just been hoarding them for a while.
Well, the only reason he still has them is because he was trying to figure out how to pronounce trinitrotoluene.
Most people just pronounce it dynamite!
You're welcome for the softball.
I mean, chat kind of beat me to it, in fairness, but hey, it had to be said.
It did. That's why I set you up for it. And we are going to see what's in the Titan's tunnel after viciously poisoning an ogre, or Titan, whatever it is. Something.
I mean, he's like cousins to the ogre, so why not? They
I
get
mean,
the guild, which is great with class change.
I was avoiding saying the O word because it sets up for all kinds of puns. And you know me and my tendency to go ogre board.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you would do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep going, but that just might be ogre kill.
Not much in the weapons shops. I don't check a lot of weapons shops under these flags, because really silver swords are the only thing important and not important enough. Hey, there's a slab for sale.
No, that means we're gonna have to go see Melman.
I mean, finding the ruby told us we were probably going to have to go to Melman.
Yeah, but the ruby's worth more than Melman.
I mean, I think the slab is worth more than Melman.
True, and that's just a fancy rock.
And or bacon, depending on your definitions.
If we're gonna bring up food, I know this is completely off game and off topic, but there is a restaurant that just opened up near my house. It is based off of the story of the two abominable snowmen in Twilight Princess. It's called Yeddos after the snowman, and it's all Zelda themed, and they make everything homemade. And they have the best pulled pork and brisket. Oh my word! Not to mention the fact that if you play Twilight Princess, the soup that Yeddo makes with the pumpkin and the cod and the cheese, they make the soup. You can have the soup.
Well, somebody was creative-ish.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Also, is this an... We have the rod, so early Earth Cave. This is not something you see too often.
I'm guessing this is first floor Earth, which is... It's some pretty easy to get to treasure chests at a time when you need treasure chests. And if the item just happens to be here, then you've got that going for you.
Also, we have some stun touch wolves, and more importantly for Synth, we had a 10k chest, and that's going to put him right back up on the money point for the slab.
Yeah, you need a lot of money in the early game, especially to get through and buy spells and things like that.
Also, with the encounter table changed, this encounter is unrunnable.
Well, that's not actually the encounter table, that's the unrunnable shuffle. But the encounters are shuffled, so the bulls, which might be less common on that floor, become more common.
Yeah. I was just setting up for the pun.
Yeah, you were reaching a little too far.
But unrunnable? That's not even a reach.
No, but you were in such a hurry to make it that your explanation didn't come up.
Well, I mean, if you didn't have to correct me on it, we'd have been fine. But no, we're all about accuracy here.
Oh, get over it. Alright, so with the airship, you've got a lot of options, but one of the ones you want to get to pretty early is the Cardia Islands where the dragons hang out, because you got a lot of treasures that are easy to get to. TNT check is also a good idea.
Show me lazy dwarves. Ish.
Close.
Ish.
It's a handy place to get that.
It's probably the handiest place to get that.
I mean,
Ice sword with you. Huge right there.
Yeah, best weapon we found so far. And it's a pretty good one overall.
Best chest there was the 4 gold.
You might say the most fun.
Also, I love the fact that we just saw the cloth armor being equipped.
Hey, you know, if you got it.
Yeah.
It's not something you're going to go out of your way for.
But if you got it and you got the spots, you might as well, right?
A little defense is usually better than none. Unless you want to kill a party members, in which case, it's horrible.
I mean, do I ever want to kill a party member?
Well, sometimes Dan is in your party.
Only if it's Dan.
I think it cracked you up. Oh, great find with the Mage Staff. Mage Staff, free casts of fire too. That's big. Great to get it early.
Yeah, anytime you can get an AoE spell item early is great. Mage Staff, Thor Hammer, Zeus Gauntlet, Black Shirt. Heck, even the Wizard Staff to an extent.
It sets you up to do a couple of the early dungeons. Castle Ordeals is a lot easier with that Mage Staff. So even is Marsh Cave, which is still likely, but you usually want to be a higher level if you have to do that, as Captain Nerd gets the rod from beating up the pirates.
Yeah, and the Wizard Staff is great, as you said, sets you up for some dungeons, because Carry is the only one of the 4 fiends that's susceptible to status effects, and Wizard Staff casts Confuse. So if you can land that, especially early on in the fight, it's effectively a free fight.
We are getting a bunch of money in this sea.
And what's wrong with a bunch of money?
Nothing. Other than it makes it too easy.
I mean, money doesn't make it too easy, because we still don't know what skills have been rolled, how high or low on the HP spectrum things have rolled, so, I mean, let's wait and see, but we're getting a marsh dive.
I like the play as a rule in that you know it's a potential advantage on your opponent. I would like it better at a higher level.
Well, you're not wrong there. A good thing here is the shadows seem to have rolled a low hit rate.
Well, we got the Vorpal, so we've got a weapon to use with class change.
I mean, if you want to call it a weapon.
It's been known to crit. Occasionally it works out for you. And is Synth going to make the Ordeal play?
Ooh,
no. Moving on to Gaia.
Ew.
You knew it was coming at some point.
You did. But this means Onrak is at... Oh no, have we checked the Onrak? Do you know Onrak location yet?
We've not checked Onrak, and we've not checked Lefane's entrances.
So, either way, I mean, you're getting Elfland at one and Onrak at the other, so...
Yeah, not the easiest towns to get to in either respect. Pro Rings for Sale here in Melmond is a nice find. They're on the cheap.
Especially with the mage-heavy party that you see Synth going with, the cheap silver bracelets are huge.
Yeah, that'll make do for now until you can get better stuff. And here's why I don't like the low levels in Melmond. Even if you've got, say, the Mage Staff and you can one-shot everything with it, there's a lot that just one-shots you. And Captain Nerd has taken a wipe and reset.
This is why the Marsh Cave scared the crap out of me as a kid, because level 5, level 6, that was about when I got here as a kid. And this dungeon just scared the bejeebus out of me.
A translated slab for Synth, and now a trip to the Fiend is in order. Fire 2, Ice 2 at level 5.
Of course, Melman being hot and cold can't decide what it wants.
Here I am, stuck in the middle with TGE.
So Synth's gonna go ahead and make the dive to the Lufania Vanilla location. Pretty sure we're hoping to get Elfland here and not Onrak.
And that will be what he finds. So level 3 and level 4 magic, and plenty of money to spend here. Yep. Saber Warp at level 3 is a nice find.
Warp is great. We have
Crystal.
Crystal and heal 3 at level 3 white magic there. And oh, red mage can't learn it.
Crystal in Marsh, and that Marsh item was very likely to be required. We'll see what it actually turns into. Harm 4 at level 4, not bad.
Harm 4 is an interesting spell, especially at that slot, because you're not going to get a whole lot of use out of it once you get past doing Ice Cave stuff. And yes, that was a required crystal, because we now have the Crystal Cube. And I'm not sure if you happen to see the level 4 magic shop, but it was very, very much on fire.
Well, sometimes, at some point, galaxy just has to start heating up.
Oh yeah, we had Fire 3 and Nuke. So
Nuke gets you through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, between Nuke and Fade, I mean, we can definitely get there. The Stun Touch Wolves giving Captain Nerd the business here.
Question in chat, if we found the vendor item. We did indeed. It was the slab.
You know, something that actually makes sense as a vendor item. Like you know, a polished stone translation of something would make sense to be sold somewhere.
I don't know. I think those learn a new language stuff is all scam. Hey, Synth is going to Marsh Cave. This is interesting, and I didn't expect to see both runners make an early Marsh play.
No, this is very interesting. Especially because, you know, as you mentioned, you're going to see this, especially in these flags more than some of the other things you'll see. But Earth Cave and Marsh Cave are the two that people tend to leave for later. More so because the monsters that you're going to see in here, Shadows in particular, especially in the vanilla game, have a 90% ambush rate. And a lot of the stuff in here, like the Poisonous Party Mix, the Gargoyles, they can just completely shred you. And not in the good, I'm going to the gym and getting shredded kind of way.
The Synth, looking for what is in the Marsh Cave. We know that eventually leads to the Crystal and the Cube. Captain Nerd, gonna do the TNT turn-in. And you're always gonna be happy about finding the key.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty key turn-in.
Not much to speak of in this first room, but there's a lot we haven't seen with the key locked yet.
Yeah, so here's an interesting thing. You saw Captain Nerd. He went into Titan's tunnel and fed the Titan the ruby, but didn't go in and actively check the chests. Now, there's part of me that's thinking, why would you do that? And then the other part is like, wait, removing the ruby means you can, it's inventory manipulation. It's the only thing I can think of as to why you would do that.
Yeah, it makes sense for that purpose, although it's a little early in the game to worry about that. But if it lines it up for now, then hey, you're that much faster for now. There's the Feign, which we won't be using just yet.
Well, let's see what Elf Castle has for us. Hey, white shirt, you're never disappointed to see that. And you can equip it after Clash Change, especially with, you know, we're guaranteed to have a white mage.
And the Pro Ring as well, a good find for Captain Nerd who hadn't purchased any yet.
I mean,
to the
why
south
buy it
side
when
of
you
Marsh
get it
Cave.
for free?
It's the best kind of price there is.
I mean, Free Fitty is my absolute favorite.
I don't know, I think there's a markup on that you just don't need.
Well, I just like saying free fitty.
That's no surprise. Captain Nerd, is he going for the treasure the wrong way, or is he intentionally trying to go, oh, I didn't even know that connected. I've never gone that way. Captain Nerd has one up on me.
The more you know.
Da 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 da. I just wondered if he was going over to talk to the Invisible Woman. Did you ever find the Invisible Woman in the vanilla game?
I did not. But then again, I was never a big Fantastic Four fan either.
You're a crazy DC guy, aren't you?
Well, when you're going to set me up a Sue Storm joke, I'm going to take it.
You imply there's jokes you wouldn't take.
I mean, I've never met a pun I didn't like. But something I don't like? Ice Cave. I don't care how overleveled I am. I still hate Ice Cave.
Well, level 5 is not overleveled by any stretch. Mage Staff helps, but this is very low level for this.
The wizards just said, yeah, thank you for coming, but no.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is you just don't have a lot of durability right now, even if you have the ability to kill things.
I mean, I would at least be trying to kill the R-Bones there, because R-Bones, for the most part, are going to be, you know, they would have to roll ridiculously high to sort of be hard to kill. I mean, even in the vanilla game, R-Bones are the only sort of break encounter you're going to get here in Ice Cave.
Yeah, I had some on the unpleasant side earlier this week.
That's some unpleasant R-Bones?
Yeah.
That never happens.
So we do have warp, which helps make Ice Cave faster, but again, you have to survive for that to work.
Yeah, but the only
Okay, he went to the left side. He went to left side in Corneria Castle, but he doesn't go the top side and down in Ice Cave. What is the deal? What even is the point?
The point is apparently it's getting you all riled up, and I love it.
If you're gonna do the meme strats, do the meme strats, man. He doesn't use warp here, though.
He doesn't have warp.
What was level
3?
Oh, he has.
Yeah, warp was an alpha.
Well, then what's he doing in Ice Cave? And he skipped 2 chests then as well.
I don't know. I think he's trying to make ice.
Okay, valid reason. Especially if you want to make ICs.
I see what you did there, at least. Also, thematically inappropriate, cobras have stinger.
Close enough. This is why you don't want to mess with genetic engineering. Hey, Sun Sword!
Hey, there we go! That's the only shining good thing that happened here in Marsh Cave.
Well, the crystal was here.
Yes, but you're never happy to see the crystal.
You are when you need it.
Even when I need it, I'm never happy to see the crystal. Because all that means to me is I'm enabling an old woman. And slab required for the Oxyale. Alright, so that begs the question here, so since we got a little time. How did you pronounce... Oh, I thought it was Power Glove, it was Power Staff. How did you pronounce it as a kid? Oxyale or Oxyale?
I think it was more run together, the Oxio.
Okay.
Not the hard pronunciation.
And this is a question I ask everyone I've done this with, even though it's only been 3. So, in the remakes, they renamed a couple of things. The big one being the final dungeon. Temple of Fiends Revisited, or Chaos Shrine of Yore?
Temple of Fiends Revisited. That was stupid renaming.
And don't get me wrong, Chaos Shrine of Yore sounds cool.
You can call the last floor that. I'll accept that.
But I mean, Chaos Shrine of Yore definitely has the it sounds cool. But no, I agree with you. Temple of Fiends Revisited by far.
I mean, even if Americans aren't right in how we name things, sometimes you just have to admit we name them better. I mean, do you really want a Kefka who doesn't say son of a submariner?
Well, if we're talking about naming things in translations, one of my favorite ones is actually in Zelda 2. The final area on the overworld area in the game is referred to as... it has a little bit of a translation, error-ish to it. Because in the American translation, it's referred to as the Valley of Dis. And there are 2 prevailing theories on what it's supposed to be. The less cool option, in my opinion, is the Valley of Death. Or my personal favorite is the Valley of Discord.
There's something to be said for that. So now we have runner high fives in Ice Cave. Captain Nerd took a wipe. Some of the undead trying to burn this whole place down.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to burn down the ice cave. I mean, it is the ice cave.
Yeah, but where's all the water gonna go? You gotta think about the ecosystem, man! Have a heart!
I do. It's black and filled with jelly.
Does that mean the jelly went bad?
No, it means I'm fat.
Oh.
Synth doing a recheck, apparently, of Corneria Castle. Not sure why.
Thinks he forgot something, apparently.
And now we're back at Ice Cave.
Apparently that's where he saved last.
I'm confused, which is kind of normal for me. Also, Frost Giants with Cremate, also thematically inappropriate.
This is what happens when you do script shuffle. You also occasionally get imps with nuke.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with nuke imps. Nuclear imps as well, but Captain Nerd saying discretion is going to be the better part of valor, and noping right on out of the Ice Cave, which, you know, at level 5, probably a good idea.
You can go to Peninsula Power really easily here if you really want to get Ice Cave done before the others.
Right, but is a pop grind really what you need here? I mean, you have access to Gurgu and the Agama tiles.
Agamas wouldn't be great here. You don't really have a lot of killing power for them. Castle Ordeals would probably be the preferred move at this stage.
You mean you're not wrong there. I mean, I would say if we had a Chai, you could try and go grind off of the vampires and the guards in lower Mirage, but...
With the experience is a little on the low side, but given the encounter rate and all the travel we do, generally speaking, you're going to get in-game levels without necessarily having to stop and do a grind. But sometimes it does push you past a tipping point and lets you get through dungeons faster.
Yeah, we're back to Ice Cave again. But the thing with the grinding, though, is Captain Nerd has a black belt. So if you're gonna do grinding, that's the class you want to grind with. I mean, don't get me wrong, Punch Elemental Magic is my favorite.
There go the race, trying to burn down the Ice Cave again.
They're just confused. See, the raids with heat, they're just what happened to the confused old men after they gave us the floater.
Just think about all the poor Fiends that drown. We don't get any of that experience.
True, but I'd much rather not have to worry about the experience and, you know, worry about the peds.
Here's Warp in action. You're able to get all 3 of these chests without dealing with the fights. You get a bottle for your trouble.
I mean, sometimes there's nothing wrong with a bottle. It just depends on what's in the bottle. My personal, you know, thing of choice in a bottle is, give me some rum.
Well, we fit ships and chests all over the place in this game. Why not a ship and a bottle?
Yeah, but that's just cliche.
Well, look who I'm working with.
I'm not cliche, I'm just bad puns. I mean, you could call me a pundit if you want.
I don't really want to. Synth trying to get through this ice cave, so's Nerd. Synth already has the bottle. Gotta get out of here with it, though.
Gerpeed! Also, can I say that of all the things, you know, I've already had my rant about the map edits and all that, but there's one giant part of this that breaks my heart more than anything else. I don't see any monster palette swaps.
That's a fun percent flag, so it's up to the runners whether or not they choose to use them.
I'm just saying it breaks my heart, because there's nothing better than seeing, nightmare-colored frost wolves and whatever amalgamation Lich and Carrie come up with.
Well, you know what? Remind me before my race next round, and I'll do it in your honor.
I mean, that implies I want to talk to you outside of doing commentary.
Well, somebody's got to watch your occasional streams.
I figure if I do one every 3 months, everyone will be like, oh, look, he's streaming, we're gonna watch it, and then, forget about it again.
Lights Pro Cape in the Ice Cave. Synth is almost done with this Ice Cave. But does he go take the eye fight a few times? With Warp, you could be right back here next to the exit in no time. A Light Axe is a nice find.
Light Axe is a very nice find, although who cares about Warp? We have exit.
Yeah, that too.
Also, the other thing, speaking of grinding, if we're going to be going through the Ice Cave the normal way, like you see Captain Nerd doing, the Eye isn't a bad place to grind. We have a pro rig.
It's pretty bad for a solo grind, because then you have to walk out with your black belt, and that's not a sure thing.
I never said it was a good idea, I said it was an idea.
Alright, let's, so Synth has left without taking out the eye. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple.
Yeah,
or at least test the waters.
Yeah, you're going to have to test the waters anyway here, because you're testing it at least once, because you're going to get the bottle out of here. So if you don't see anything crazy, you have a couple of, you need to keep one fade for an exit. 220, yeah.
Now Captain Nerd finds the bottle and just has to get out of here with it.
And using that exit, yep. After how much trouble that Ice Cave gave Captain Nerd, I'm perfectly okay with, yep, bye everybody.
And we had a chime in a bottle.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, the only thing we're missing for go mode?
The loot?
Is the loot. And theoretically, that could be in Sea Shrine.
It could be, but if you're trying to root for a trolley place, you should root for Earth Cave.
Right. Having the loot be an Earth Cave is actually the trollier answer for two reasons. One, it's Earth Cave. Two, if that's the case, we have to go back and get the ship and sail to Onrak.
No, we have the canoe now. We can land the airship there.
When do we get the canoe?
Did we? Am I crazy? Okay, I might be off slightly. Well, that should narrow down where it is then. So we can't do Ordeals. We can't do Waterfall. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So canoes got to be loose somewhere in the world, it looks like.
Yeah.
We could sail to the Onrak entrance, but I don't think there's anywhere left that would have an item for us. We already had the Pirates, the Sages, and the vendor item. And the ferry.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the dungeon incentivized locations are checked off.
Ordeals, Ice, and Marsh are incentivized. But we can't get to Ordeals without the canoe. And we already have Ice and Marsh.
Fun.
And Synth is about to get a reminder that there's a river in the way.
Cry me a river. Oh, wait, I don't have a canoe. Womp womp.
Alright, so that's why our runners were wisely staying away from Ordeals back when they couldn't even get to it, much less clear it. Pro tip, don't go to Castle Ordeals without the canoe.
Pro cape, wear it anyway.
Alright, gonna go Volcano here. A lot of chests available.
Yeah, I mean, for the highest density of chests available, Volcano and Lower Mirage are the two best bets right now. Of course, I'm just waiting for us to find, like, you know, the loose ribbon. I personally want the loot to be a loose chest, and I want it to be, like, the most out-of-the-way thing. Synth's trying to figure out what he wants. I mean, not Synth, Captain Nerd trying to figure out what he wants to do. And the answer is not land there or there because we can't. So eventually we'll find a landable spot. Does Nerd not know you can land on the caravan?
Well, he doesn't need the caravan. We've already seen the vendor item.
I don't think he has yet.
Well, that could be a thing now.
Also, am I the only one who sees the Earth and Fire Elemental sprites and thinks Heat Miser and Snow Miser from The Year Without a Santa Claus? Because... yeah.
Wasn't it called Jack Frost?
No, that's something different.
Well, I mean, Christmas cheesy movies, there were plenty of Jack Frosts out there.
Yeah.
Aging yourself, that thing's on TV every year.
That thing is on TV every year, and it's been my favorite Christmas movie since I was a kid. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but just suffice to say, I'm old enough to know better.
And still too young to care?
Exactly. I'm too old. Only old people watch TV. Wow.
Point chat.
Wow! And while you're at it, stay off my lawn.
So Captain Nerd has just 2 Light Warriors alive. So not knowing about the Oasis, I mean, we do it a lot in the randomizer, so it's kind of easy to take for granted. But in the vanilla game, you can no longer land on it once you open the bottle. Granted, you had no other reason to go back there, but if you had ever tried that, in fact, I think it was in the first year or so of the randomizer that you could no longer land on it if you'd opened the bottle.
Makes great when the purchasable item is there and you haven't got it yet. But, my favorite bug or fun thing that the randomizer discovered is, yeah, there's a key locked door in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
I didn't know that one, but I knew before randomizer about the one in Seashore. Because I had just gone around examining doors one run, because it was something to do, and found out about that one.
Yeah, no, I remember, I forget what I was doing, but I was reading something and just, everyone's like, yeah, this is a thing, and I'm like, wait, what? And I saw a clip, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. However, another great clip from the early days of Randomizer is when we had the morale shuffle on, and there's an encounter on the Bridge of Destiny with Wormek, and it's like, oh, this isn't gonna be good. Wormek ran away.
Wormek running away is pretty good.
That was one of my favorite memes from when the Randomizer first came out.
Yeah, the runaway fiends are rare enough right now that they're still amusing every time you see them.
Yeah, see, the Runaway Fiends is one of those things where, if you've ever watched the 4 White Mage TAS, you've seen it.
Well, that's a TAS.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still amazing every time you see chaos ran away in fear.
Alright, so both of them dealing with Volcano at the moment.
Nothing wrong with a little, dare I say, hot volcano action? Or is that pushing it even for me?
I thought that was on the mild side for you, actually.
Oh. Fair enough. Also, cremate peas!
And hold! They don't want to give up that juicy experience today.
You stay right there while I cook you. So
You're already in the
peas-
volcano, half the job's done for you.
Yeah, but say the peas treating the party like they're lobsters. I mean the real delicious kind that you dip in butter, not the kind here in the game that destroy you.
Getting revenge for lobsters everywhere?
I mean, I live in Maine, so lobsters are delicious. For those of you who don't know, Maine is most famous for, well, lobster. And it's delicious.
With the side of bacon?
Bacon, as delicious as bacon is, and as much as bacon goes with a lot of things...
Be careful what you say here. Chat may demand I ban you.
Bacon and lobster are one of those things where, while you can make them go together, you have to do it in a very delicate way. Like, you're not just going to sit there and crack open a lobster with a side of bacon. It just doesn't work that way. However, if you're saying if you're going to hand me a lobster BLT, yes! But lobster and bacon is one of those things where you have to do it with finesse. You have to be very delicate with how you do it. Because like I said, lobster BLT, you can get away with it. But don't just put a lobster in front of me with a side of drawn butter and then a stack of bacon, because one of those things doesn't belong. Yes.
Okay, wait a minute. Chat, this bears repeating. There exists bacon, lobster, mac and cheese, and it is very good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a thing up here all the time. Lobster mac and cheese, bacon lobster mac and cheese, absolutely. Absolutely. And there are websites where, for a nominal fee, and by nominal I mean it's pretty extravagant, you can have Maine lobsters shipped to you next day. So they're pulled from the harbor, put in dry ice, and they get sent to you. Not the ice, not the dry ice too that the Giants just used on Captain Nerd, but something similar.
I don't think their ice is very dry.
It's something, that's for sure. What else is something is we've got Agamas!
Probably not that many. Although his levels wouldn't hurt to get a couple more levels, but you're gonna go to carry from here. Maybe see what the red dragon's like first.
I'm gonna guess red and dragony. And
why do you gotta discriminate on dragon appearances like that, man? Don't be such a hater.
Well, you said red dragon, so I literally just copy what you said, but in adjective form.
You don't know what he identifies as.
I'm just saying what his name is. Its name is Red Dragon, so I'm, it's a descriptive name. I mean, I think for Synth's taste that he's hoping that it's scaled downward a little bit, but what do I know?
3 hits from the Agama. That's a little bit on the annoying side, especially when it does 120 damage. This is going to be a rough time with Carry if he's going for the finish here.
I believe we still have the Wizard Rod.
I mean, it gives you a chance, but you got to be able to do enough damage.
It looks like we only have 1 hit from the Red D, which is not bad. Also, it looks like
really high.
Yeah, roll on the little on the thick side for magic defense.
Oh, Oh, rewarded with a Bane Sword.
Sorry, I got a little excited about that and went to stand up and stepped on my headphone cord and pulled my headphones out. So, for the briefest of seconds, it was great because I was doing commentary and didn't hear Trenton.
I mean, it's not like there's a bad way to have a grilled cheese sandwich.
No,
Especially if it has bacon.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're talking about, if we're talking about like the packaged processed American cheese, there's not a lot of things that's my preferred use of it, that I'll prefer to use that over a different type of cheese. But as a grilled cheese sandwich, it's the oil and the pull and the stringiness, and an American cheese slice or two on a grilled cheese sandwich is the perfect way to do it.
It is. Hey, we got Carrie now. And,
we do have Carrie.
Are we going to be able to kill her is the question.
I mean, as long as we can avoid the blades, we should be good.
Well, almost. Took out the knight. Probably was only saved by getting that Invis 2 charger. Invis 2 cast off before the swords came out. It probably was that close.
Yeah, and then the red mage tanking. Wow, speaking of tanking, Carrie tanking, that was almost a full-power nuke.
And now you gotta hope she doesn't fire off something big. This is a lot of HP on this Carrie. This is probably at or close to max.
Yeah, she did not skip leg day. Although, can you have a leg day with a tail like that?
It's called tail day, man. Don't be a hater.
I'm not being a hater!
You're hating on people without legs.
No, I'm not. I happen to know lots of mermen. And more women.
Synth gets through Carrie. First orb restored.
Orb!
Speaking of, you gotta come to Orlando so I can mock you in person.
I mean, I'm perfectly down to go to Orlando because Disney's there.
Yeah, it was saved the last 2 years. That needs to happen.
I mean, now that I know that, I mean, it's like I need another excuse to go down to Disney. I mean, I don't.
Captain finds the slab, plenty of money to purchase it, and onward towards the ferry.
Also, speaking of Disney, bad Mickey Mouse impression incoming, so those with headphones on, you might want to turn down your speakers just a little bit, but oh boy, I can't wait! Who's the next fiend we're killing here, Trenton? And with that, it became a solo commentary for the rest of the night. So we've got more items being purchased here, where we are restocking on heal potions for Synth, and Captain Nerd is furiously flying the airship around trying to find a place to park. And apparently chat liked my Mickey Mouse voice.
So, for whatever reason, Zozo Melmond also includes pirates. It doesn't exactly fit the undead theme, except the fact pirates are always dead, so I guess they're coming back to life.
We already killed them, so yes. I think it's a nice touch. Okay, apparently now we're being asked, Trenton, for you to do Goofy.
I wasn't already? I thought that was my default state!
I mean, if we're trying to do voices, I suppose I can break this one out too, and we have a loose canoe.
Oh, wow! We got the canoe in Earth Cave!
Also, bonus points if you actually know the voice I'm doing right now.
At first I thought you were doing Grover, but
you are correct.
You didn't quite get the whole experience.
No, but there was a canoe and I got really excited. But yes, it was Grover. I'm impressed you knew who that was.
I'm an American. I grew up on Sesame Street. We all did.
We all did. I mean, I'm not going to try to break out an Elmo voice because that one just hurts. And the only way I can do the voice is by singing the stupid song to Elmo's World.
Alright, so Synth is still checking this Earth Cave. Doesn't want to miss out on potentially another item here. Though it's a little less likely that something required is going to be here. And I think from here, you really want to hit Ordeals and Waterfall. Find out what those other two incentive items are.
Yeah, absolutely, because at this point we are... Santa's a loot away from go mode.
Yeah, if you happen to just get the incredible luck and you're able to get loot and tail out of that, then you're so much better off.
Oh boy. Apparently, at least one person in chat is demanding the Elmo's World song.
I think we need speed gaming subs to compensate for that.
I think we need something to compensate for that. I'm just not going to randomly break out Elmo's World, especially not in round 1 of the tournament.
That's true. You gotta build it for later.
Yeah, I think we have to hold the suspense on that one for a while.
I'll go along with that.
You're just going along with it because it saves your ears.
I have headphones on. I can always just take them off.
That is true. That is 100% true. Here's 20 bits, please don't. Alright.
Well, the Aegis Shield is a nice find, but we can't use it till class change.
Yep. Because we still haven't found the tail. Although, I don't understand how finding a rat and cutting off its tail is proof of you get to level up and hit puberty.
Well, see, yeah, I like to think that that's another case where Japan got it wrong. Because if you think about it, in the American version, that's probably a dragon tail.
True, and oh boy, we just got 1,000 bits for Elmo's World. I have to do it now, don't I?
No.
No, I think I do. 1,000 reasons for Elmo's World. I'm pretty sure I kinda do.
Before or after the vampire, or can you get it in before the vampire is dead?
Oh, I was gonna wait for Lich. But I think I will wait for Lich.
Alright.
We have the rune sword, by the way, in the vampire chest.
Not really that important at this stage.
No. But I mean, he'll probably at least ruin the day he got it.
I mean, if you're gonna go that route, you kind of just ruined his day.
Yeah, but that was too easy. Also, we're using the the rod to get our way further down.
Crowbar is too many characters. This is the NES, man!
Exactly. The only reason it's called a rod is because of character limit. Also, Captain Nerd continuing down the Earth Cave, but making what could potentially be a fatal mistake, skipping the chests on floor 2, where the canoe lies.
See how it goes. The one thing about it is...
Ooh, loose ribbon!
Nice find. There's 3 of them in the world. That's one of them. You're not going to get too far without finding this canoe here, I don't think. We've already cleared Volcano and Ice.
Well, the only way we get far is if loot is a loose item in Sea Shrine or Mirage.
But I thought that was a big pickup for Synth when he got it, because I didn't even think Captain Nerd would be here already.
Speaking of big pickups, how about some Zeus Gauntlet?
That's a shocking find.
I see what you did there.
You're just mad I thought of it first.
No, I harrow what you're coming down with.
Well, those are just there. You got booed for that one. You're probably proud.
I'm surprised it took this long for me to get booed.
So far what we've seen, the king gave us the herb, Sarah gave us the ruby, the floater was from the confused old men, the prince woke up, gave us a ship, the pirates handed over the rod, the TNT was being hoarded by Sarda, slab was for sale, Narek gave the key, crystal was in the incentive at Marsh Cave, cube was given from Matoya, the bottle was sitting around on ice, the chime came from the ferry, and we have just found the canoe sitting in a loose chest in this earth cave.
Oh, were you just doing something? I was too busy, paying attention to anything else.
Like the Bat Party room we just passed?
Hey, Bat Party is nothing wrong with Bat Party. I mean, these are the bad bats. So it's not everybody's favorite bat and the best bat in the game, but we haven't had a chance to go visit him yet.
Well, we had to get the canoe first.
Exactly, and now I'm expecting some out of bounds bat. Also, I believe it was donated for. So are we ready?
No, but don't let that stop you.
La 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 la, Elmo's World. La 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 la, Elmo's World. Is it better other words to this? Elmo loves his goldfish, his crayon too. And I can't even finish that because I'm smiling and laughing too hard. And I'm pretty sure my roommates are wondering what the actual heck is going on in there right now. But
that's different from any other one.
Elmo's World. And now you get to splice it together so you have the full clip.
We have people who will do that kind of thing.
I know we will. I mean, there hasn't been a tournament yet where I've done commentary. There hasn't been some random clip of me doing something. Most of the clips are just me laughing maniacally.
There you go. How fast can you write a parody? Lich's World.
Oh, it's all Lich's World. We're just living in it, baby. But it can't be Lich's World. It has to be Lich's World because you have to have the double syllable. Lich's World. La 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 la. Lich's World.
Now you're wondering what's up with you.
Oh, I know what's up with me. I'm a messed up individual.
Alright, Captain Nerd is revisiting these treasure chests looking for the canoe. Also still needs to restore the Orb of Earth. Synth has 2 orbs on the board. Heading back into Melman for magic. Sorry, we didn't have enough time to give a viewer advisory warning that Melmond was coming.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we gave it at the beginning of the game that it's his Final Fantasy. Melmond will be here. And there's the clip. There's the clip.
Yeah, well, that's the raw one. The actual edited one is still to come.
I'm awaiting it with bated breath.
What's wrong with Melmond? What isn't?
Isn't. I mean, it's Melmond.
Right, so Synth taking advantage of all that extra money laying around to buy some gold bracelets. So, Captain Nerd got out of there without getting the canoe. That's really gonna hurt for a while.
Yeah, it is. And Synth going back to restore some pride. Like, I have this canoe. I'm going back to Ordeals.
Well, once you find the ruby, you really need to hit up the other incentive locations because it's just really hard to have a seed where 2 of the incentive locations will not be needed. It's possible, it's just not easy.
No one said it was going to be easy. However, we do get the teleporter base.
Well, we had early warp, so this shouldn't take too long.
You're ruining all the fun, Trenton.
Of course, it only works if you are able to keep track of all the rooms.
Yeah.
Not that many
looks like
options
we're gonna go top so far seems to be the way to go. I think we want to go top.
You know, when I see that pattern, I tend to just follow it all the way through. If top is working from the first one, I'll keep doing that until it stops working.
So I want to see top, never used. And you know the never used what I'm talking about. Also,
the fourth
Captain
one.
Dropping back into Earth Cave. This is the right move here.
No, that canoe is hanging out here. Captain Nerd still to discover it.
But first, we're going to make some stakes. Ooh, that's not good. The Earth just saying, I don't like you very much, White Mage, and you can go take a nap now.
Well, a lot of things in this game don't like white mages. Kraken, for example. He's really leader of the anti-white mage movement.
I mean, Kraken is a smart, dapper octopus.
Does Synth not have warp?
Synth has warp. Synth used warp in Ice Cave.
Didn't you use warp to come back to the 4-pillar room? Maybe out of charges or something? Well, you almost had your wish. You were a pillar away.
I was a pillar away. Also, nuking mummies, never a bad thing. However, I don't recommend nuking mummies. Because, do you know how bad burnt, rotting flesh smells?
I mean, I just assumed that's already gone. Hey, there's Masa!
I prefer Mune myself, but...
Well, there you go again, discriminating against colors.
How am I discriminating against colors?
Masa immune from Chrono Trigger.
Yes, but why am I discriminating against colors? You said there was Masa, I
they
said
have different
Mune.
scars! They have different colored scars!
Oh, really? Are we getting this argument over a scarf?
There's the canoe for Captain Nerd. And a defense sword for Synth. Castle Ordeals loaded.
Falconic literally sat back down to, do you know how bad burning flesh smells?
Hey, there's the limit.
So we are in go mode now.
Yeah.
Oh.
And how about that Masa happened to be in here, so it would have felt bad to go mode without it, going to be a lot easier now having a ribbon and masa.
Yeah, and we're going to go ahead and grind on the zombie D because we just got the mouse mune.
Well, it's a lot easier to efficiently kill things when you have a big weapon to kill them with.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, isn't that why killing things is so easy in Final Fantasy VII? I mean, look at the size of that sword.
Right, Captain Nerd didn't exit out after getting the canoe. Point in chat that Synth has the go mode but not the items. However, he still has the 2 Fiend dungeons to clear out, so levels are coming. Oh,
Right,
chat's saying he didn't kill Lich the first dive. Okay, my bad, I missed that.
I thought he did. Oh, you mean Captain Nerd? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, Synth definitely did.
Yes, Synth did. Has Kraken and Tiamat to go. Oh, those bats. And this is the nicer Earth Cave. We've had bats moved out of the way, and they still do this.
Also, you're giving me all this flack for discriminating against things, but why are you discriminating against Tia? Because Tiamat is only one of the heads. The other heads have names too, you know. I mean, there's Tia Bill, Tia Joe, Tia Paul. But no, it's all about Tiamat for you.
You're assuming one of the heads is named Tiamat, not the body. I'm just discriminating against all the heads equally.
But so that's okay. You can discriminate against the heads equally. But as soon as I pick Masa or Mune over Masa, it's not.
Yes, that's not equal.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, and you're picking favorites.
Of course, I'm picking favorites. It's my job to pick favorites. Exactly. In my
I thought your job was to talk about bananas.
Well, yes, but I haven't made a banana reference all game.
Exactly, you're slacking.
No, I just didn't think it'd be appealing.
There you go. Alright, so Synth dealing with Waterfall and hoping this is Tail, most likely. Although more likely it's Adamant that leads to Tail, but that's a different story. Ribbon wouldn't be a bad find.
Adamant leads to nope, it's the family-friendly stream. Can't go there. And no, you're not getting round 2 of Lich's World.
Unless you watch the clip on playback.
Exactly. That clip's being linked everywhere, isn't it?
I mean, probably somebody in the chat this size has got to be in the Z1R Discord.
You're in the Z1R Discord.
Yes, but I'm also busy right now.
So am I. No. The most dapper of octopi does not get a parody theme based off of Sesame Street. X-Cow.
Not a bad thing to
Crown. You said Adamant. You were wrong. It was Crown.
No, I said he was hoping for the Tail, or Adamant leading to Tail.
And it was Crown, so you were wrong on either account.
No, that was still what he was hoping for, it's just not what it was. I didn't predict that's what it was.
I'm just telling you what I'm hearing.
Well, but you choose what you hear.
Hey, this is my story.
And you're sticking to it.
Ha 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 ha.
Alright, so gotta assume Synth is gonna go mode Sea Shrine. There's really not a lot to find.
You know what? The other big thing that disappoints me about having on-rack in its vanilla location?
Everything?
Well, yes, but we don't get all the cool colored sea shrine like, root beer or grape soda.
I don't know, it's a little late in the night for me to drink soda. I try not to do that after 7.
I mean, I try to do that after 7 either, but I'm still on a sugar high from the ridiculous piece of cake I had at the restaurant I was talking about earlier. But we're not going to get back into food talk because, well...
Why not? I want to know what flavor cake.
It was a chocolate cake with a coffee mousse buttercream and a crunchy granola topping.
If it had been an orange cake, I'd have been impressed.
Trust me on this. The size of the cake was huge. I had all I could do to finish eating it, and it was $5.
Pretty good price.
Yeah, like, this place is... I'm not going to stop singing the praises, but... what we are going to sing the praises of is we've got some sahags!
The ever unrunnable encounter. It's one of 2 that it's the B side of a boss fight, so always going to be unrunnable under current randomizer logic. The Iron Galls being the other one, but they're a lot more rare. I only wish the Sahag fight was that rare.
The B-side of a boss fight? That sounds like a really, really bad indie rock band name that you gave the band you and your buddies played with in your mom's garage.
Don't be ridiculous. I never played a garage band. I'm
Am I
not
giving you
talented
too
enough
much
for any
credit?
instruments.
Let's say, am I giving you... Hey, there's the adamant!
How
In the
about
one-
that?
In the one chest in Sea Shrine, you chat!
I mean, in the go mode chest there, that's something. So we found both the canoe and adamant loose.
So one of those ends in tail, the other one ends in ribbon?
Very possibly. And he finds the power gauntlet, too!
Wait,
this
is that
just
its
keeps
vanilla
giving.
chest? Is that the vanilla power gauntlet chest?
I think so.
I
I mean,
think
who
it
cares
is.
what the vanilla chest is, because it doesn't work in vanilla.
But it's... Seriously, that's just crazy.
You just want an excuse to say, Fred?
If I want an excuse to say Fred, you know what I'll do? I'll call him up and say, hey, Fred. Yes, I have the capability of doing that.
So next time he leaves his stream on for 2 days, you can let him know.
I've called him for that before.
We love Fred in FFR, even if he doesn't join us very often. He's definitely been a presence. Helped design the whole SRL bot thing for rolling seats and stuff like that.
Fred
We use
is
FC bot all the time.
Yeah, Fred is fantastic. And one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. So apparently, from what I'm being told here in chat, for those of you who can't read it on the replay, this is gonna... We have 8 seeds in a row before this, where there has been a Warmech sighting to start the tournament. 8 for 8. Is this gonna be 9 for 9?
I think I am 3 for 3 on commentary.
Well, if we've only had 8 races, and all 8 have had one, any race you've talked about, just pointing that out. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but...
Well, see, the other part of the equation is I also ran one of these. And I did not have a Warmech.
Then your opponent must have. Also, the most dapper of octopi.
Leader of the anti-white mage movement.
I mean, Kraken just wants to reach out and touch somebody.
Well, Kraken seems like the type that would invest in a now-defunct long-distance phone carrier company.
Wow! I was not expecting you to go there.
Had to say something. Kraken hasn't hit anybody hard yet, but he has resisted nuke. However, he doesn't resist mass immune very well. My apologies. I forgot that because the name is only a day old. The Master of Arms. I sincerely apologize for forgetting that since yesterday. I blame TGE.
Okay, that's fine. Crown led to tail, so we are definitely correct on that one, but Master of Arms?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm still going with the most dapper of octopi.
It could be a subtitle.
But we have tail.
What got to do with the subtitle? Anyways, Captain Nerd doesn't really want to turn the tail in anyhow, because Black Belt.
Yeah.
But seems to be going that direction. Anyways. I wonder if the Black Belt was just a plan B, but if so, kill it.
Yeah. Also, apparently,
everybody else.
Dan is still driving the airship because we crashed. And now that we are through Bahamut's unnecessarily long hallway...
Still only one orb for Captain Nerd. Three orbs for Synth to one for Captain Nerd. Definitely working a little bit better progress through here.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we're over by the slightest stretch of the imagination, because we could definitely run into a brick wall. Any of the four Fiend refights, Chaos can still be an absolute jerk, because that's what Chaos likes to do. I don't want to say Tiamat 1, because we've got the Bane Sword, so...
No, but Warmech could be on the bridge.
True, but we're going to get the seed where Warmech runs away.
Interesting ship landing by Captain, says chat. It's not that far of a difference. It is absolutely closer to land in the other destination.
Right, but that specific ship landing spot is the one that you tend to see more of for people who haven't played a lot of Randomizer and played the vanilla game. I know that's where I tended to land when I played the vanilla game, so that, I think it was in like a strategy guide of some sort to land there. Or it might have been like the guide that came with the game itself. But I'm pretty sure I remember reading something telling you to land there.
I mean, I think I always brought the ship with the canoe. I don't think I ever didn't.
I never knew you could dock at a river.
I mean, you did it for Ice Cave. Why wouldn't you do it for Ordeal? Vampires trying to lock their sights on you.
Well, I mean,
Synth running away.
Vampire's just looking for a tasty morsel. That's it. He's gonna lock eyes and then say, "Thank you very much."
To answer a question in chat, I've actually counted the steps before, and it's definitively shorter the other way, but it's not huge. It's
Not like you're doubling your trip. Although the gap does double on the walk back.
Never would have guessed that.
Zombies in Captain Nerd's way. Kill them! They're good. They're good.
They're delicious experience!
Yeah, you don't want to find yourself in Temple of Fiends Revisited with your levels too low. That could be the one bad thing about early go mode, is if it... The lower your level, the more volatile Temple of Fiends Revisited is gonna be.
I mean, isn't that RPG rule number 1? The lower your level, the more volatile things can be. I mean, except
Yes.
Final Fantasy VIII, because that game was just weird.
Well, I mean, technically Final Fantasy II, it's not exactly true either.
Yeah, because there's no levels in Final Fantasy II. If you know how to cheese that game, that's the easiest game to cheese in the system. Although, if you ask me, probably the most underappreciated soundtrack as well in the series. The Final Fantasy II soundtrack is phenomenal.
Of course, it also depends on which version of FF2 you're talking about.
I'm talking
The
about
actual Famicom version, you just equip a book.
Yes, you do the Firebook glitch. But if you mean, I'm just talking about the soundtrack, because the Rebel Army music is just fantastic.
I always figured you were more the type to be on the Imperial side.
Doesn't mean I can't appreciate the music.
What is Synth still looking for? Gotta be Power God, that's all I can figure.
No, he has Power Bomb.
With the dragon... He left the dragon armor behind! What are you searching for that you're leaving dragon armor behind?
I have no idea, but it's dragging our commentary down. Ribbons is the only answer.
That's a good point from chat.
Here we go, Bridge of Destiny time! Also, worm encounter. Double worms! And not the WORM kind, the WYRM kind. We're getting our statisticians on it. For those of you not reading chat, 93 steps from the standard airship landing spot where you saw Synth land earlier. 138 steps landing where Captain Nerd did. There you go.
Yeah, so if you've got a decent encounter table and you're able to use save items to get around it, you won't feel that difference very much. It is definitely a difference.
So no war mechs here on Lord of the Synth side. So for those of you praying for an encounter with our robot overlords, you will have to hope and pray for Captain Nerd's side of things.
I feel like the way the scene has gone for Captain Nerd, that would just be expected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Needs to get some momentum going here, in particular clear off the Fiend dungeons. Synth is about to have all 4 orbs restored. And there goes Tiamat. Orb number 4. Synth has a rendezvous with 2,000 years in the past.
Interesting rendezvous.
Could turn in the Adamant to get the tail first.
Oh, Adamant wasn't tail, Crown was.
Oh, well. He doesn't know that yet.
True, I think Adamant is probably going to be a ribbon at this point.
Very likely, which would make it a great turn-in.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing it can be.
If you're 50-50 on Adamant and of ribbon and tail, that's a pretty good gamble to take. Either
But
way,
only-
you win.
Yeah, but only one of them makes you look absolutely fabulous.
I mean, the one allows you to accessorize a whole lot more.
True, but just because you can accessorize doesn't mean you're going to look good while doing it. I mean, trust
I
me.
mean, I gotta imagine that the opal armor looks better than, say, what the flame armor looks like.
It depends on what color red the flame armor is, because I've seen some people who accessorize, and trust me, they should have stopped like 45 lipsticks ago.
Not able to learn life 2 there for Synth. Checking some of these spells with the extra cash from adventuring.
There's nothing wrong with a little extra cash.
You usually are not going to complain about having too much money in Final Fantasy Randomizer.
I mean,
Closest
I'm
we
not
ever got is when it would overflow. Oh, that was more an EXP thing.
gonna... Alrighty, we're hitting the path.
Could be a 134 entry into Topher.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Does Topher know about this, and is he okay with it?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, fair enough.
That's an extremely good time for Synth to get in here at. And now we'll see
Ooh,
how
okay.
far you can go. That's really good in the last-ditch chest. Last chance to improve, and he did. But he still only has the 1 ribbon.
I mean, isn't 1 ribbon all you need?
If you're man-moding Topher. But if you're man-moding Topher, you also need like 5 more levels. Slimes showing up here.
This is a fantastic EXP encounter. If you kill it.
You know, if you're gonna farm for EXP, exit, save, and start over, that'd be one thing. But if your plan is to do this sub 20, those spell charges are pretty important to save.
I never said it was a good strategy. I said it was a strategy.
Now the worms you could have just killed with Moss Mutant. That would have been good.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but 4 purple worms is the 2nd highest experience encounter in the vanilla game behind Wormic?
I can't even think of why I would know that.
I mean, why wouldn't you know it?
Besides, 4 gas dragons is probably more common.
Probably, but I've watched the manipulated, quote-unquote manipulated speed run enough to know that. Alright, let's get Lichy with it.
Can't just sit.
$250, a slightly above average nuke there. Oh, wow! Inferno Lich.
Kind of good news, bad news. It's not one of the worst skills that's out there, but it immediately shows up the weaknesses of this party. Not a lot of levels means you're lower on magic defense, and not a lot of ribbons means you're low on magic defense.
And taking that much damage means you're also going to be low on heal potions.
Yeah, also that one's now out of the mix. The other fiends aren't going to have it, which means they could be loaded with something more nasty.
Like Swirl.
I was thinking more like Nuka Nuclear.
Okay, fine. If you want to be
Nuclear in that case because it was an ability, not a spell.
Right. I was thinking things that we don't talk about very often. Everyone talks about Thunder and Crack and Nuclear. No one ever talks about Swirl.
And there you go, hating against Tornado.
I mean, I was getting there. I happen to, if you're talking games like, I happen to favor wind magic in a lot of like the tabletop RPGs that I play. Also, we have a dead
Gary
red
favored
mage.
the red mage not being alive. Does he have life spells?
I do not believe so.
Well, 3-man is better experience. If you're getting experience.
Yeah, if we were definitely getting that.
If we were getting it, we could be getting it faster.
Yeah. I didn't do it, but if I did, this is how I would do it.
That sounds like a confession to me.
Let's say, is that too much of a reference there?
What's that Death Touch? I think that was just a high attack. Death Touch wouldn't be in the mix for the Fiends.
Yeah.
And Carry 2 does know how to hit pretty hard.
And look at all them blades. Also, synthesizing, well, since I can't run, I'll just kill.
That's usually a good strat.
Also, yeah. I mean, there's some delicious levels. Also, do you know how hard it has been for me to look at the names on Synth side and not refer to the fighter as just Lots? Because I know LOTS with the lowercase is Lord of the Synth, but it's Lots. Lots and lots and lots.
Stun Touch Waters.
Well, living up
Please
here
they're
in
only
England,
hitting
I do
once.
love that dirty water. Not sorry about the Standells reference.
You're never sorry. The only time you're sorry is if you missed a pun.
No, then I'm just disappointed.
It's just a public face. We all know what happens when the lights are out. Oh, Synth working through the water floor. Kraken stands in the way of further progress in this Temple of Fiends Revisited. On an excellent pace so far. Only level 20 for that fighter, which is not great. Missing out on a swing of Masamune so far.
And I'm not sure if you've already noticed this, but immediately the clip got posted in the Discord. So yeah, the Elmo's World song is absolutely in the Discord.
Thank you, Volcano, for the cheers to support Speed Gaming, and thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting us. And while I'm in the mood for thanking people, thank you, Wab, for being our tracker tonight. Oh, what happened?
I don't know. I was too busy, loving the fact that you were thanking everybody and getting ready to thank Falconic for the delicious 500 biddies. And next thing I know, we're back at the beginning.
Fighter died. That's a good reason to reset. Why didn't he exit and save? Well, his fighter would still be dead for one thing. But you could revive the fighter.
Yeah,
it also was only one level, so losing one level really does not matter.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I mean, if it was a black belt losing 32 and going back to 31, yes, that would matter.
Multipliers! Not to be confused with the one in the drawer in my toolbox, just has multipliers.
There's those slimes again. Less of them this time.
I feel all grimy and slimy.
So, normal?
No, I showered this week.
And Carry 1 is giving Jack the business.
Personal foul on the offense. Giving him the business.
You know, here's Captain Nerd with only one black belt alive, with the Masamune, in the Volcano. Would have been the worst idea to go back to the Agabus.
No. And it's not like there's not an Agama on that floor.
Well, that one's not as good. That's an inferior Agama.
Well, I know it's an inferior Agama, but... let's just be thankful it's not a blue Agama, because that would be your really inferior Agama. I mean, a green Agama is fine. It's just the blue one you have to worry about. The blue one is strictly inferior. It is a usurper. It is nothing at all that you need to concern yourself with.
Yep, Nerd is about to concern himself with the Mirage Tower, while Synth has a whole bunch of slimes in the way. I don't like the way they're looking at me.
What, the slimes?
Yeah. Dead gaze.
I know. I was actually getting ready to make an ecto cooler joke, but...
if I sat around and waited for every joke you were about to make, I wouldn't say anything all night.
So, why have you been torturing us for the past hour and 45 minutes?
Somebody has to give the people a break. Otherwise it'd be all Elmo's world.
And what's wrong with Elmo's world, huh?
I don't know, you're the one who watches it, you'll have to tell me.
I don't watch it.
Then how would you know the lyrics?
Because my sister, when she was growing up, watched it, and when I was the one stuck having to watch the sister, guess what? You don't change the channel on a 2-year-old. So,
alright, here comes Synth against Lich.
Round 2. Fight. And
I mean, I don't think TGE blamed his sisters so much as he blamed all the 2-year-olds in the world.
I'm pretty sure what I just stated was the fact that I ended up having to watch it because of my sister. And then I unfortunately memorized the song. I mean, trust me, I could go into worst songs. I mean, I could go a really deep cut from people's childhood and go lamb chop if we want to.
Alright, Synth got through Lich and about to go for the rematch against Carrie. Feels a little bad having to leave the fighter in front with no life spells.
But, you know, back to the whole 2-year-old thing, okay? Here's the prevailing theory on 2-year-olds. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing,
where you're from,
yeah, or how much of a BA you think you are. When a 2-year-old hands you a plastic phone and says it's ringing, you shut up, you put down what you're doing, and you answer the phone.
There goes Carrie. So much better sequence this time through. Onto the water floor.
And this is where things get a little dicey.
I mean, that was Carrie's plan, but it didn't really work out.
Well, I mean, Carrie thought she was a cut above.
Well, you know, she tried the whole evil fiend business, but she really wasn't cut out for it. Now she has to just slither away.
You had to snake that last one in there, didn't you?
Well, I mean, pretty soon we're going to be up to the whole dapper business, so we had to get it in.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with the dapperest of octopi.
And so there was. I don't discriminate against the fiends.
I don't discriminate against the fiends, but I am biased towards the most dapper of octopi.
The Captain Nerd's going to use the flame armor. Was Captain Nerd the one that passed on the dragon armor, or was that
That was Synth, because Dragon
Okay.
Armor's up in Sky Castle.
Yeah.
But speaking of, since we're here in Lower Mirage, ladies and gentlemen, get your bless RNG, your praise RNGs, anything of that in, because this is going to be our last chance for a war mech sighting.
Captain Nerd's still searching for loose items. The bad man are getting out of the way. No. They are not worthy of that. They are not worthy, sir.
And you think this chat was worthy of me dropping the Elmo song? No. The only reason they got the Elmo song is because somebody decided they wanted to donate biddies towards it.
That inherently means they were worthy of it.
No, it means I can be bribed. Oh, Synth hitting the reset-o-matic again. The fighter just got completely obliterated by the most dapper of octopi.
Yeah, this is where those levels come into play. The good news for Synth is Captain Nerd does not have better levels. You know, if he had taken that Masa down to the Agavas and gotten 32, this could be an entirely different race.
And this is the fun part about getting into a race like this. Is, again, it's a race, so you want to go fast, but at what point are you sacrificing your survivability for the sake of doing things fast?
Well, in my case, I try and have, generally speaking, a target level that I'm aiming for, and that's around level 24 for the night on a 4-person party. If I'm 2-man stratting, I want him to be at least level 30.
Also, I'm just looking at this now because I'm posting it for somebody else. One of the two clips, the name extension it got for Twitch is hilarious. Are you ready for the Elmo song clip title? Covert Steamy Salamander Arson No Sexy.
Has there ever been a more apt description for you?
I don't think so. However, the other one is Grotesque Original Clee You. Why?
I mean, that one might have more truth to it, but doesn't really capture the whole experience.
No, it definitely does not. Alright,
Hey, there we go, one-shotting the worms.
Here we go, come on, give me some war mech. We all hear and pray to our robot overlords. Slimes, good encounter, just not the one we want.
Chad is hoping. Almost to the end, though.
No! Come on. Also, Synth's gonna be fighting. Oh, womp, womp, womp. Well, let's see how Lich round 3 goes.
Well, there's been a abundance of war mechs in this first round, but unless somehow Captain Nerd wipes on this fight. Bye-bye, Lich.
Oh, Thunder Tiamat.
Not random enough.
No, right? Also, I love how chat's like, I hope Tiamat wipes him so we can get more chances. Chat, you're horrible.
Well, he's resisting the nuke pretty well if Thunder happens to come out again. Bye, Bill.
Oh, that's the Masmine wielder too. So we're gonna have to hope we get the insta-death strats here. We got Bane Sword and Bane happening. And Dead Jack.
He can't afford another hit, I don't think.
Come on, Bane.
Oh no!
Oh no, we gotta get a chance! No! Chat, you may get your wish just yet.
That's not a commentator's curse, that's a chat curse.
Yes, chat, you are all a bunch of horrible, horrible people, and I love it. Also, everybody sitting there, no, you're not getting a War Mech World. We're not getting War Mech's World song. Also, did Elmo's World just become my meme for this tournament?
No. Just for today.
Oh, good.
That one's not nice for Captain Nerd. In fact, he's leaving.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
Where's
right
he
call,
going
I think,
to?
right now.
I mean, that's a good place to get experience. The only thing I'd like about leaving is if he's going somewhere to get more levels.
I think going to the clinic first here to do this, and where was... I think, wasn't Life Q here in Crescent?
I think so, level 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, Synth has got to try for round 3. Or, this is more like round 4 or 5 for Temple Fiends Revisited.
I think so. Here we go. Come on, my dapper octopi. You've been a good gatekeeper, but let's get this show on the road here. Oh, look at this. Doing some rearranging, putting the fighter in back.
That makes it more likely you're going to be able to get ahead in this. And now you're hoping you get a couple free turns from this Kraken.
I mean, what you really want to see is not that.
Nope. That's Kraken being Kraken. It's also why, despite all the dapperness, we don't invite him to any parties.
Well, you don't invite him to any parties. I did.
I said we. That's a collective term. The two of us have never invited Kraken to a party.
Speak for yourself. I brought Kraken to a party just the other week.
We, together, have never invited Kraken to a party. The two of us have never
are you being
to Kraken.
Are you being semantical here?
Don't make me get OPT in here to lawyer you.
He's on retainer for me, not you. Unfortunately, I'm going to win that argument with OPT for the simple fact of I GM a tabletop game with him on Sunday night, so he's gonna side with me on the simple fact of I have power of attorney over his character.
Alright, so he's got no more Red Mage, but do we really need that Red Mage anyways? We'll find out soon, because coming up is Tiamat. You know, part of me was expecting Iron Golems there.
Yeah, I kind of was too. But we got some, we got some glove, we got some fast, and lit too. You're kind of happy to see that.
That is nice considering the alternatives.
Thunder, tornado, swirl, nuclear, bane.
That one's pretty rough though.
Yes, but of all the things it could be, you're much happier to see that be slow 2 than anything else.
That one, sword swings are your means of killing Tiamat.
True, but when you're still dropping a 600 burger.
That's only because it happened to miss.
What, slow?
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
He hit 4 times.
Yeah, doesn't mean slow.
Oh, it
missed.
took away the fast. He had a fast
Yeah.
arm. It took him back to normal, that's why.
Also, we've killed Tiamat, although it seemed like that Tiamat was did not roll high on the HP scale at all. But we have now made our way to chaos. And now the question becomes, do we make it through the chaos fight?
I think this is really going to come down to the AoE magic chaos. He can't survive a nuclear situation. I also would have really liked to seen him do the reorder again. He didn't really need that much anyways, did he?
You were saying? Oh.
Thunder. See, now he's in range that a full-powered nuke could just wipe him out. I do like the drink strats.
I mean, you kind of have to at this point. There's Swirl.
Hold A and hope.
Yep. Hold A and pray, everybody. Here we go. 591.
But
oh, not enough.
yeah. That's where the levels really get you. It's just not a lot of durability.
Well, maybe if we had spent time in Earth Cave killing more of the bulls, we'd have more durability.
Where does Synth go from here?
Probably a good grind spot. Although, turning
adamant turn in.
The adamant and the crown.
And it is a ribbon. Which fortunately does not need class change because it still doesn't have the tail.
Getting booed again.
I'm surprised it's been this infrequent. And there's the tail from Astas. Astas is actually a pretty nice source of experience. It's almost a shame there's only one of them.
We can always go find the palette swap versions.
Now he's got the tail, could class change and get some better gear on, but that's not going to be enough by itself.
No, but it won't hurt.
Certainly will not. Unless you drop it on your toe. Then that would sting.
No, that's only to fight the cobras.
Synth, gonna get the class change, gonna get the better stuff. And just really would like to see Captain Nerd get a bunch more levels before going to Topher, so that he doesn't run into the same issue. Synth had a great time getting in to Temple of Fiends Revisited, and that's over a half hour ago at this point, though. It's taken that many times to try and get through, and doesn't look like he's gone, and he's not going anywhere to level up, but is he going to do it on the first couple floors?
I mean, those first couple of floors, you've got the Chimera Gemera fights, you've got the purple worms. I mean, so you've got some fantastically, deliciously juicy experience right there.
Is that the play Synth is gonna make? Or does he just go trying to get through the fiends again?
Wow, the big eye down on Captain Nerd's side. Those that's a healthy eyeball.
I know. I always figured he has double vision.
I'm seeing double vision. I'm seeing double vision.
Synth continues to dive this Temple of Fiends. See those zombie dragons again, you're talking an easy encounter. You got harm forward. Probably gonna take all 3 of them. You could have had 6 of them dead already.
The problem in a situation like this is, I know I've run into it in races too, is you get tunnel vision on your end goal. And then you become so adamant at reaching that end goal that you forget to take a step back and be like, well, maybe if I stop pounding my head against this for a minute and do something that's going to take me 5 minutes, it'll make things so much easier.
Now, if it was just a question of getting to chaos, he's proven he can do that. The trouble is he doesn't really have a good way of getting past chaos. Chad asks, do we need to go get the other ribbon? I don't think so. 1 ribbon is honestly probably enough.
Well, we have 2 on Synth's side because we turned in the adamant. And Kraken also, in addition to being on the anti-white mage squad, is also on the anti-black belt squad.
Well, he doesn't like rivals for punching the hardest.
True, and Punch Elemental is my favorite magic.
He never wants to do any challengers for the Master at Arms position.
No. Also, here I am using your word's proper definition, and because I said adamantly, chat thinking I was going to make more puns.
You're denying that was a pun?
That was actually not a pun.
See, the only problem is we have to believe you.
This is me. If I'm punning, I let everybody know I'm punning. You all know I'm punning. There was no pun delay there with that one.
Here we go. Seth gonna try again. Well, 20. He did get A level.
Is that opposed to B level? Captain Nerd's like, wait, I don't have a Tiamat dead.
Kind of an important detail.
Yeah. You might want to head over there, kill him.
Or turn in the adamant for Riven. That's not a bad play either.
No, not at all.
So hey, if you're thinking this is great and I need more speed runs of Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer in my life, we've got 2 races coming up tomorrow. At 8 o'clock, it's Rumblefish and Swanee Wrath. Then at 10 o'clock, it'll be Asher versus St. Von Jester.
Can I just say one of my favorite things about tournaments like this is the usernames are fantastic.
Well, you already missed Wote versus Dengwu.
I'm sorry, what?
Wote versus Dengwu.
That is beautiful.
Z1R folks, sorry if I break TGE.
I mean, let's be fair. It's not that hard to break TGE. I mean, if you took a look at the last major Z1R tournament that we did, we had a sort of hype video before the reveal stream of the brackets. The cold open to the hype video is literally just me cackling.
Well, here's the speed bump. Synth versus Lich, like round 7 or something.
Something like that. But more importantly, we have another chance for Warmech.
That is more important than Lich.
So we've got. So what's more important, Synth getting through to Chaos for round 2, or Warmech?
Oh, definitely Warmech.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Absolutely Warmech. Also, chat saying that you need to equip me with a ribbon before I get bracked again. How do you know I'm already not wearing a ribbon? I mean, brack through ribbon.
Why would I assume he wasn't?
Yeah, exactly. Brack through ribbon is definitely a thing. Nope, Captain Nerd getting himself all turned around. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bridge of Destiny, round 3.
I was actually wondering if he was looking for patrolling Warmech. Which is not a thing in these flags, but it is an option in the randomizer. Which you should totally look at FinalFantasyRandomizer.com.
Wait, hold on. Was that just a cheap plug?
No, it's a very expensive plug.
Oh, so it was European. Gotcha. Anyway, womp, womp, womp. No Warmech. Although we are just...
There's only one thing to do in a circumstance like this. Hashtag blame TGE.
I accept full responsibility for this.
Alright, round 2 versus Tiamat. Out comes Thunder once again.
Chat's like, we want death again. No, no. Tiamat rolled low on the squishy, or high on the squishiness meter, so...
Captain Nerd is pretty even with Synth in levels here, but I hope he thinks to get more, because you don't make up time in Temple of Fiends Revisited from somebody who got in there before you by being the same or lower level.
Yeah, here we go. We have not... I don't believe Captain Nerd has discovered Elfland yet, so we're going to go ahead and get the spells out of Elf. Oh, he did discover Elfland because he has Warp. So...
Oh, hey, Gator's he's Tier 4.
Nice.
He might be going to get spells on the night.
Yeah, that would be my thought here. We have more Dapper Octopi sighting. Although, you know what the best part about this run down to... also the Black Wizard with the dagger kill there. The best part of this run down to Elfland is... we might finally get our first stakes sighting of the night.
I mean, of the night, somebody literally had the 1% flags on in the last race. There was a giant stake on the screen.
That's awesome. But, Kraken 2 not being a fan of anything that can cast white magic at all, because White Wizard dead, Red Wizard dead.
No, lit 3, lit 3, lit 3. Not ice 3, lit 3. What are you doing? Come on now, it's a great experience. Just waiting to be had here.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, flash freezing your freshly caught seafood is a good way of preserving it.
So, my uncle's general opinion on seafood is if you're cooking it more than 2 hours after you caught it, it's not fresh anymore.
I mean, I live in Maine. I'm 20 minutes from a functioning harbor.
Yeah, well, he goes out to the Gulf of Mexico and gets the good stuff.
There we go. We have a steak sighting, everybody. We have got steaks. No wings to go with it, but steaks. No, Maya. For chat. Chat's calling me a seafood snob right now. Understand this. Just because I live in Maine does not make me a seafood snob. The one thing I might have forgotten to mention this entire time, I don't actually eat seafood. Like, I do not like seafood at all.
So you're just wasting that spot.
I offered to send stuff to people.
Alright, is Synth gonna get past this Tiamat? Just two warriors of light standing in the face of this fiendish dragon with multiple heads.
Well, we got past the fight.
Well, if you're gonna try this, move that white shirt over to the black mage.
No. What I said was... So the question here is, weren't I talking earlier in the stream about how good lobster with bacon was? My response was, if you're going to put lobster with bacon, you have to do it delicately and with finesse. You can't just have a lobster with a stack of bacon next to it. But a lobster BLT is something you can get away with. I never said at all that I ate it.
So you're so much of a snob, you don't even eat the stuff you snob
I mean,
about.
I have had lobster before. Not my cup of tea. But I live in Maine, so I'm contractually obligated to tout the benefits and how delicious lobster actually is.
Synth has gotten 2 casts of ruse up via the defense sword, but he's not surviving a nuclear.
He's not surviving a stiff gust of wind at this point.
And apparently not a punch either. Well, might as well go for 3 and 256 strats.
Yeah.
You got nothing else. That's one of my favorite team names from the last league, the Team 3 and 256.
Nice.
Not quite as good as Team Apathy, but...
Team Apathy.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to the league team names that come out next time.
Yeah, I can't talk about my preferred bar trivia team name of choice. Again, family.
Oh, we
stream.
had Team Roadhouse.
Oh, no. I'll DM it to you because I can't say it on...
Well, Team Roadhouse would be upset that your bar trivia team name wasn't anything but Team Roadhouse. Oh, what do we have? Synth doing battle with some zombie dragons.
Wait. Synth is actually grinding now?
I don't know, but killed them.
Yeah, no, the last trivia tournament that we went into, we by walking in the last week of the 12-week competition, we clinched first place. So we just had, like, the final round, we just had so much fun because it didn't matter. So if we didn't know an answer immediately, we just put down so many different memeing and trolling answers. It was great.
So yeah, Synth is killing things on the way up. Is he gonna exit to save the experience and restore the charges? Because now we have Captain Nerd in Temple of Fiends Revisited. 2 hours, 16 minutes in.
I mean, you kind of have to at this point. I mean, we're getting the Temple of Fiends grind. And it looks as if Captain Nerd is doing the same thing. And wow, Chimera's rolled high on the evasion track here.
Chimeras are just always terrible. They're entirely too difficult for too little experience. The Chimeras are a great source, though.
Also, as a kid, did you pronounce it Chimera as a kid? Because I know I did.
Pretty much.
If we're talking about
Gas dragons! That's a great big pile of experience.
that is delicious.
The encounter that made them reprogram the experience system. Oh, they are really low on HP. They're like under 200.
Wait, hold on. The encounter that made them change the experience system?
Yes.
I don't know that one.
Okay, so if you looked at... If we were at 100% scale on experience in Final Fantasy Randomizer, and you looked at the experience from vanilla game versus the randomizer, well, actually 100% will be a bad example, but what I'm getting at is at 5 times experience, it can be a smaller number than vanilla, but what they changed is the maximum experience for leveling up. So it takes 1/5 as much experience to level up instead of multiplying the experience by 5. Because when it multiplied gas dragons by 5, it overflowed, and you weren't getting experience. So they scaled everything down so it would work right.
Ah. Yes, but back to the whole pronunciation thing. If we want to talk about, and yeah, we are getting a grind from Synth here. If we want to talk about weird pronunciations when you were a kid, so for the longest time, it was never behemoth for me. It was behemoth.
I think you're on your own on that one.
I'm just saying, as a kid, it wasn't behemoth, it was behemoth.
Harm 4 does some damage against the zombie dragons. That's a good deal. And I'd like to see Synth get something like 24.
And we are getting our word of the day here. A list of pronunciation of the word chimera. It's apparently Greek for she-goat. Funny, I thought Greek for she-goat was my ex-girlfriend.
Level 23 now. I think one more for Synth, and I wouldn't mind seeing another dive all the way. Just make sure you save in between. See what happens with Captain Nerd here. This is going to be his first look. The only thing you really know at this point is that your opponent didn't finish. Now, is your opponent trapped at a Temple of Fiends Revisited that's awful? Or did they somehow not get here because that canoe placement was so ridiculously bad?
Yes.
Bane doing some work here.
I mean, when doesn't Bane do some work?
When the enemy resists it and has magic defense?
I mean, if you want to be technical about the whole deal.
Well, you know what they say, technically correct is the best kind of correct.
You are technically correct. Thank you, Thalfon. Somebody went there finally. Thank you. When doesn't Bane do some work? When Batman puts a stop to him. Thank you.
Alright. Captain Nerd versus Lich.
Round 1. Fight.
Synth should be pretty close to 26. Or, no, it's only 23. I'm sorry. I was thinking 24 and I said 26. I wouldn't mind level 26, but I don't think Synth's gonna go that far right now.
How do you get a 4 and a 6 confused? I mean, we're not writing in Roman numerals here.
Maybe you're not!
Why did I let you convince me to do this again?
Probably the blackmail. Oh, was I not supposed to mention that in public?
You assume I haven't told people about it already.
Just think of how bad it must be then.
Well, I mean, you did it right. It was just an envelope that was all black with my address on it. Nice touch with the silver Sharpie, by the way.
Was the newspaper clippings overdone?
Little bit.
Oh,
you gotta go for defunct magazine letters.
I never subscribed to magazines, though. Granted, nobody does anymore, but I never did in the first place.
Nope. I mean, I did as a kid have a subscription to Sports Illustrated.
Alright, so Synth has exited with those levels. More fade charges. That's gonna help. What didn't happen?
There was
Synth's been trying this Temple of Fiends Revisited for almost an hour.
Yeah, it's been pretty painful on everyone's account.
We have Captain Nerd on the first try through Temple of Fiends Revisited. One thing that could potentially be in his favor is with the black belt, it has a little bit more punching power to back up the knife.
But technically you're incorrect because the black belt is equipped with the mass mute, so there's no punching power.
Well, we haven't seen how he's going to deal with Kraken yet. You could move the Masa and punch with the black belt.
Yeah, but are you really going to punch with the master at 21?
If you don't have Excalibur, I would say that's the superior idea. If you do have Excalibur, then yeah, that Masa on the Master and Excal on the Knight would be the way to go.
I know we saw the Excal. I don't know if Captain Nerd grabbed it or not.
I mean, maybe you could do Vorpal on the Knight, maybe.
Now we're killing slimes.
Yeah, I think Synth has decided not to pass up on good experience encounters anymore. And you can't pass up on this one because the game won't let you.
I mean, you can certainly try.
I mean, you're just not going to be able to wait this one out.
Womp womp. Two and a half hours in to finally make a wait pun.
Well, chat made one earlier, so I had to give it some space.
Oh, but chat's not a real entity, they don't count.
Captain Nerd versus Carrie, the first time around. You know, Captain Nerd is actually not doing this at dissimilar levels to Synth at this point. Synth's only got 2 levels higher.
Yeah, but are those 2 levels going to make that big of a difference is the question.
An extra swing on Masa and they would.
I mean, the big difference here is, as I stutter here, is the fact that as long as the White Wizard stays alive, Captain Nerd has 3 charges of life too.
Just one of the big things I'm looking at, though, is Synth just really doesn't have an advantage for the time, other than the knowledge of how bad the end game can be. So Captain Nerd is in the lead at this point.
But we have a Dapper Octopus, and all bets are off.
He has the defense sword on the Black Wizard, it looks like.
I mean, that's an interesting strategy, but what's also nice to see is, oh hey, we're going to go ahead and start off with Lit 2, so very vanilla Kraken.
That X-Gal certainly did a nice hit.
And there's
not Masa.
Fire 3, also happy to see that.
Captain Nerd is past Kraken.
Look over on Synth stream.
He's
Fighter
reset.
died.
Did he not
Fighter died again.
Did he not have life? What did he
Now
go back
he's going-
for it at this point?
I mean,
Yeah.
Light 2 is just it's over in where Provoca is. It's in Crescent. I mean,
I
are we
think,
making a trip?
I think it's a case he hasn't written it down. Question in chat: does the Masamune actually make the Master stronger? Your damage output from the Master is going to be higher with Masamune until about 32. Well, 32 is when it's definitely above, but some claim at level 30, technically he'll hit harder.
So this is interesting. Synth is saving and heading to Elfland.
What if he thinks life was at level 3 or 4?
I mean, maybe. I mean, if life is at 3 or 4, then you have it on 2 people. You have it on the Knight and you have it on the White Wizard.
Slow comes out and hits Jack. Still hit 2 times.
Also, I love Lamp.
Well, if Synth gets through this, and the damage output isn't great right now, but he will be in a better position than Synth has been against Chaos.
Yeah, so this has been a very, very interesting race so far.
And Nerd is through there.
Through there with everybody, but we do have the rock golem fight here. We made it through that, not a problem. So we are now on the final floor. These are all safe squares. You're not going to get an encounter on any of these squares, as Synth is finally going to pick up life 2 here. So now here begs the question. What do you do? How do you approach this?
Move the fighter to the last spot and give him the defense sword.
Or not.
Well, hope the Invis 2 charges are enough. Three hits, so you're getting the hits, it's just the damage not there. Thunder comes out. Heal 3 to help undo some of the damage. That is definitely a positive.
I find it interesting that you fast the Knight, but don't fast the Master.
It could have been a timing issue because you knew you were going to use Power Gauntlet the first couple rounds, so save the fast until you're ready to swing.
I mean, maybe. Also go for the 3 and 256.
Well, but you don't have anything better to do.
But, I mean, you still have fast out there. You still have a nuke charge out there. Wow, Black Wizard surviving on 7.
Swirl comes out. A nuke or nuclear would just be devastating right now.
Oh, that's the worst one to hit right there. Now
Master
the
not
healing's
quite
gone.
hitting for as much as you want, but he can't really afford to stop and heal up, so you just gotta go and hope for the best.
Hold A and pray, and what you want to see there is you want to see that. That was a fantastic turn.
Yeah, crack is great because it didn't do any damage. It might be time for drink strats.
11 damage from the master there. 33.
Well,
Ugh.
now you're back to 3 and 256 strats.
Nope, opts for the ice too instead.
Now you're out of Banes.
So you gotta go for the Quake and the 3 and 256. Not gonna lie, I really wanted that 3 and 256 to work.
That would have been an all-timer.
I would have woken up my roommates here when it got my butt whipped. Also, there's the Inferno again.
A Synth in a lot better position, though. He's got more levels and more magic defense and more HP. Everything better for dealing with that. So, now that Captain Nerd has seen that, does he level up before going back through the chaos?
Well, I mean, you're beating up on some Frosties right now, so I think the answer is yes.
But how far will he take it? On Synth's side, the experience you get along the way is probably going to put you to level 26, which kind of feels like the minimum for this seed.
Definitely feels that way, but that Life 2 pickup already paying dividends.
Yeah, it means your run's not over, but it also means you didn't get any experience on that night.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind the split strats of the Excal and the Masa, though I would really like to see it for Chaos swapped back around. I mean, even by the time you're talking Kraken 2, you don't have the elemental weakness bonus for Excal kicking in.
Yeah. So I mean, I think at that point, you can make it to Chaos just fine. Once we get to Chaos, my thought is you turn the Master back into Punch Elemental. You have him in slot 1. You put the Black Wizard in slot 2, because really once you've done your buffing, you don't really care about what happens to him. You put your White Wizard in slot 3, your Fighter in slot 4. Your Fighter has the Masmune, and you hope that you can deal enough damage.
And you keep throwing out those white shirts and heal as much as you can otherwise, because it's a lot of chip damage from these AoEs, but we haven't seen that list deep enough to be sure that Nuke or Nuclear aren't there.
I mean, have we seen a spell at all from Chaos?
I mean, I think we have, but this has been going on for an hour, so my memory could be sketchy at this point.
Really? We're playing Final Fantasy VI now? I mean, I guess that's in the realm of possibility.
I mean, it is Randomizer.
Yeah, yeah.
Synth doing a reorder for Kraken 2.
Pretty good idea.
Yeah, with Life 2, he just needs one of these two party members to survive to resurrect people who go down.
Did we get Life 2 on the Red Wiz as well?
Why wouldn't he?
Because it was level 6?
Okay, for a reason.
I don't know, it's almost midnight here.
I know, right?
Yeah, chat pointing out that he did have it in. Oh no!
Wob, wob.
Kraken is the leader of the anti-white magic club.
The most dapper of octopi.
He may be the only one in that club, but it doesn't need anybody else.
Nope.
Yeah, so... Remember back when, like an hour ago, when I said I wish Captain Nerd would go grind the Agamas with Masamune? I stand by that.
I mean, you're not wrong. Although, the way this seed is going, even solo, you know, jumbo black belt wasn't going to be enough.
Well, I mean, like, it seemed like the evade wasn't that bad. It was more the absorb. So the 8 hits from Master has a pretty good chance of getting a crit or 2 in there. But if you're trying to meta what your opponent is seeing, you've got to figure they're having at least as hard a time with this Temple of Fiends Revisited as you are.
I mean, at this point, if I'm the runners, I'm looking at the IRC, and I'm hoping and praying that I see dot done, so I can just go dot forfeit.
I'm probably known, if anything, for my conservative strats, and I would not have entered Temple of Fiends Revisited as low as they did unless I was going to level up on the first floor. But higher levels, and I'll always preach this, they cure a lot of woes.
That is 100% true, although we have the high five, the dueling liches.
Yeah, and technically it's even more correct to blame this seed roll on me than normal, because unfortunately Crimbot is down. So I had to resort to alternate means.
Yes, and what we've learned is that Trenton is not only banned from touching the bot, he's banned from touching anything. Like, at this point, the only thing he's allowed to touch is the push-to-talk button on his Discord. And even that's pushing it.
You're so pushy.
Yeah, I know.
That is... The chat makes an interesting point about how fast the seed started, but realistically that almost works against you.
Wait, Carrie has poison?
Why not?
Wobbuffet.
Well, all you have to do is get through it, and a hit like that will do.
Alright, for those who don't get the snap response there, it was a Pokemon joke. Why Not is a pre-evolved form of the Pokemon Wobbuffet. So when Trenton said, why not, I responded with Wobbuffet.
Question in chat, is there a pure spell? Yes. It's just
I also love Lamp.
Captain Nerd is making better use of the free tiles in this sea shrine, so that'll get you through it a little bit faster. Question in chat, are Play-Doh's a thing in the FF1R community? Not currently. That was tried on a couple of challenge seats, and it didn't really work out so well. I would be up for seeing us do some kind of Router's Relish, though. I loved that from the Z1R Battle Royals.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic thing. For those who don't know what Router's Relish was, basically was Z1R's other one Randomizer does these things called Battle Royals, which are these little mini 10-person tournaments. And each one has its own set of flags on it. And the Router's Relish was, at the beginning of the week, everyone in the tournament would get the seed for the race. And your job was to, throughout the week, run it, map out a route, and then when it came race day, see if your route was the fastest, because you knew where everything was.
We have a high five on the Master of High Fives. Crack.
Well, yeah, and it was a simultaneous high five on Black Wizards, too.
So getting the white shirts off, that helps. Good damage.
Yeah, well, the two people that we need to be...
Oh,
no!
If the knight has exit, keep fighting.
The knight has no spells.
Did he learn spells on the knight?
Put no spells on the knight. I can probably imagine the language that's happening right now.
Yeah, the knight did learn Fade. There were some spells involved.
Okay, fine.
Alright, so it's back in the hands of Captain Nerd. This is like our 17th lead change in Topher. Or at least that's what it feels like. Life and Life 2 weren't learnable, okay. That happens. It's a thing.
It's definitely a something.
Captain Nerd is on Tiamat, trying to get to Chaos for the second time.
Like at this point, I'm almost out of things to say except just wow.
Someone in chat making the comment that Synth has now been working on this Topher longer than the rest of the seed. It's close.
Yeah, hour 134 entered a Topher, 245 now. So yeah, we're getting there.
Well, the vampires trying to block our way. However, I just see a whole bunch of tasty experience before Chaos 4.
I do as well.
I don't know why I didn't attack the Wiz Vampire, but that worked out anyways.
Because he's jaded.
Running low on spell charges. Synth is past the speed bump once again. Running low on the heal potions, but I do like the warranted caution of not assuming you're getting off this floor without another fight.
No, absolutely. And there you
Speaking
go.
of,
Proof of concept.
oh gosh, 2 of them.
Wow, someone's got to revamp the encounter table here.
Yeah, we've seen this all seed long that was there. It just happened to fall at that exact time. And he doesn't have any heal potions left.
Yeah, but sometimes 8 is enough.
But there's a lot of HP to be restored. There he goes. Still got Jack in the top spot, but also still has the Masa on the black belt.
And
Thunder
Chaos
comes up. Round 1.
leading with Thunder. I mean, we know we're going to go Thunder, Swirl, Crack. Also, Thunder Swirl just sounds like a fantastic ice cream, doesn't it?
You're the bartender. I was thinking that sounds like a cocktail of some kind.
I mean, yes, but, I mean... Oh, Jack's dead.
I mean, Jack had it coming by standing there.
He did.
Is it a cocktail that involves ice cream?
I mean, it can definitely be a cocktail involving ice cream.
Like a hard root beer with a chocolate vanilla swirl ice cream?
I mean, you could do that, but that's, you know, that's just... You gotta go deeper than that. I mean, if you're going with a milk-based cocktail and you're calling it Thunder Swirl, then, yeah, you go with the chocolate vanilla swirl root beer float, but you throw in some absinthe.
Alright, Synth. Trying for revenge. Going against the Master of Arms.
Oh,
Kraken
no!
once again. Crack had a lot more success that time around. And yes, that was through a ribbon.
Oh no.
Well, you don't really have 3 and 256 tries here, do you?
Nope, you just have to hope Fade works.
Waiting this out is not going to do the job. Swirl wins for...
well, we do know the Chaos skill list. It's Thunder, Swirl, Crack, and Blaze.
If you didn't already have enough reason to level up, you were just given more. But we'll see. You only need the RNG to be on your side once.
Yeah, the problem is, RNG is a fickle mistress.
Question in chat, is this the longest seed so far? No, it is not.
Wait, there was a longer one than this?
Yeah, I should know. I played it.
Oh, how long did yours go?
I kind of burned the time from my memory, but I would have been finishing right about now.
Okay, and were you in first or second?
I was, in fact, in first.
Okay.
But yeah, they're competing for the title. Going with the Bane strats against the Gas Dragon. Question in chat, have both made it to Chaos yet? Multiple times.
Yes, everyone's made it to Chaos, and Chaos has said, Chaos has gone full Dikembe Mutombo on them. No, 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 no!
Would really like to see Captain Nerd take this to a higher level.
Exactly. It's like early in chat. Remember about 2.5 hours ago when we were listening to Grover and Elmo?
Now we're listening to the battle theme on loop.
Dun, 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 dun.
At least it's catchy.
Yeah, sure, catchy. You go with that.
I have to go with something. Alright, Synth, our next to again try for battle against Chaos. Level 25 this time. This is the highest level Synth has been.
So, you remember when all we wanted was a war mech?
I think they'd love the experience from killing Warmech at this point.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, going with the defense sword. Look, go Synth.
This is a little tough because really it is the spells you're more worried about, or those skills in this case, if you want to be technically correct. But you don't want Chaos to sucker punch you either.
No, what you're hoping is that the spell loop that Chaos got is like lit 2, lit 2, lit 2, and lit 2.
You could throw Fire 2 in there for variety.
But then it won't be as lit. Brah.
Alright, heal 3 comes out again. He's got pretty good evasion on that knight now. That's what you want to see. Chaos can do that all night long.
All night long. All night. All night long.
There's Crack again. This time not through the ribbon.
Let's say good news is the knight survived. Are we going 3 and 256 strats? We are.
Well, when you don't have anything better to do. And hey, the way the night is gone, do you really have anything better to do?
No, Black Wizard surviving on 4.
Thank you with the drink strats. Thank you.
I mean, I appreciate drink strats. There we go.
GG! That's it! Lord of the Synth, our winner. First place time of 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 21 seconds. Not enough GGs in chat yet. Keep it going, folks.
Also, I'd like to point out, Chaos rolled about 1100 HP. Like it was like 11 or 1200. It wasn't like a hugely. It was a low rolled Chaos.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
How does it feel to be free of that?
Wow, the worst Topher ever. Literally. How many times after I finally went and hunted down Life 2, because I couldn't remember where it was for the longest time. How many times did Kraken kill both my Red Mage and my White Wizard?
A bunch. I think that was your 4th try against Chaos, or was it 5th? But that one you at least had higher levels. That was definitely the highest level you had.
Yeah, I did a grind to 24 for the extra hit. After, like, the 3rd failed dive. Which was the first one I got to KO.
Also, real quick, Gurmaduses have thunder.
Of course they do.
I did not see that.
I just saw it now.
Yeah,
So,
this Topher is just great. And I'm honestly surprised I won, just because Yeah, I left and then did a grind, and then I left and I hunted down Life 2 eventually, because Carrie had insta-kill and Kraken hit like a truck.
Yeah, you traded this back and forth a few times. Captain Nerd's gotten there a couple times, but not gotten through yet. And
yeah, I'm looking at
Nerd's
Speed
still
Gaming
sticking
3
at
right
this.
now. Yeah, I mean, gotta give that guy a salute.
Well, you're about halfway through, so maybe this will be the time.
Did he? He got the Topher an hour after me.
It was taking a little longer to find everything. Starting
Yeah,
with the
I was feeling really good going into Topher at 90 minutes in. I was worried that my levels were a little bit low, but I mean, 19 or 20, you pick up 21 or 22 on the way down between unrunnables and such, and you should be good to go.
Yeah, there's a big pile of nope there.
Yep.
Alright, well...
Indeed, Braxis Muse.
I wonder if this will be the time that Nerd goes for a little bit more in the way of levels. I hope he will, because it's kind of a cure-all.
What level is he?
He's 22 on the night right now.
Okay. And 24 is the extra hit for the Mazmune Armed Knight, right?
I believe you're
21?
correct. I would have liked more like 26 in this seed.
I thought about going further, because by the time I did that grind, I figured I was behind. So I was just like, let's just go for it.
So I think what we're going to do is... let's see how this last run goes for Nerd, and if this doesn't work out, we'll encourage people to go cheer him on the rest of the way. So how have you liked the Swiss flags so far, Synth?
Oh, these flags are super fun. I mean, it's the only real thing I had to adjust to is, when I'm taking down my first Fiend at 55 minutes in standard flags, that's usually a sign, like, I'm way, way behind, like, I'm gonna lose by 2 orbs. But I've been watching races, and it seems like it's really common to take down your first Fiend. Somewhere between 45 and...
Yeah, the Fiend kills do seem to be pushed back a little bit on average.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was like, you saw me do a lot of item collection after I did the floater. After I got the floater and picked up the airship. And while I was running around picking up stuff, which is not the most efficient way to route all that stuff in, I was thinking about, what incentivized chest do I make a play on first? And then I forgot I didn't have the canoe when I went to Ordeals a bit later.
We did see a variation in party strats, because Nerd brought the Black Belt turned Master instead. So he's making use of Excal and Masa strats. Unfortunately, Excal just not doing a lot of damage in Chaos.
Yeah, my Mazamune was not hitting very hard on Chaos. Until that last critical for like 800 something.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of absorb today. In all these dives, we never got a Iron Golem so far.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
We also didn't get a Warmax sighting. Chat was very displeased.
With the way the encounter table had so many encounters clustered together, I'm surprised I got through that sky bridge without bumping into.
I mean, at a certain point, you have to wish you killed him for the experience.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, apparently I was just here to sing the Elmo's World song.
I couldn't believe we had that longest stretch with you at a loss for words.
It's not that I was at a loss for words, I might have been half asleep.
I can tell you I didn't have my mic plugged in during the seed, and that was probably a good thing during Topher because I had a lot of...
I do make mention of, at this point, I think it was one of the long pauses where it was just the fighter left standing at Kraken 2 and was like, I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm pretty sure it's not polite.
Actually, you know, funny enough, I was not swearing that time. I basically... You know, I asked myself, do I rage forfeit? I don't like doing that, so I didn't do that, so I just got up and refilled my water glass. That was... Because I figured, you know, Captain Nerd was in pretty much the same situation.
And you're not wrong.
Yeah, you both had several runs through this Topher before finally seeing that success. Lich, though, has not been the obstacle.
Yeah, Lich was, I mean, he had, what, Thunder?
Inferno.
Oh, Inferno.
Close enough.
But he went down. I mean, you have level 1 Fade and level 4 Nuke. You have so much firepower. I mean, half those dives, I took him down in 1 round.
Captain Nerd looking for Agabus?
I'm confused, but I accept any time we get to kill Agamas.
Well, you can get him in the packs here, so... That's what I figured he was...
That's about 3 Agamas worth of experience.
Yeah, the insta-death carry, responding to chat, the insta-death carry, I was mostly just of knock. Like, my first dive, she took down my red wizard, no, my red mage, I hadn't gotten the tail yet. And I'm like, I'll just roll.
And that second ribbon probably did make a difference in the end. Chaos kept bringing this damage.
Indeed. But Kraken, he was just a gatekeeper. What level was Life, by the way?
Life 2 was level 6. I don't know if we saw Life 1.
Yeah, Life 2 I picked up.
I don't remember seeing Life 1.
Okay, so it must have been
Probably
7 or 8. I usually don't check any of those shops because all at best in a usual seed have 1 level 7.
There's that double encounter step in the table that gave you some vampires at the end. You remember how many heal potions you finished with? I think it was single digits.
Mine? My last dive? No, I actually think I had about half of them left.
Really? Okay.
I would have to go back and look at my bot. There were so many runs that I used more potions and less potions. Stopped keeping track.
I think we all stopped keeping track.
They all blur together at a certain point.
Yeah. I mean, just the pile of bodies in Kraken's hallway and Chaos's room is just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I haven't thanked Speed Gaming for hosting us in this hour. Let's fix that, and also let's thank Wab for being a trooper and sticking with this one on tracking as well.
100%.
And there's damage poison. Because why not?
Wab effect.
Yeah, the only thing that could make this carry obnoxious with the insta-kill is the potential for a stun lock. I think one dive she got 3 of my characters stunned, and I was like, should I just reset now?
And then you killed her.
Yeah.
Alright, water floor time. Captain Nerd doing a little bit better getting the free tiles. In theory, this is your encounter, and then he gets stun touch with Zags.
I had thought about doing some encounter table manipulation to try and move that hero run at the beginning. Seriously, that was just like the longest stretch of no encounters in a table that I've seen in a long. But I figured it was a known quantity, the encounters I was gonna. Just obnoxious to run from the sea trolls and the lobsters and the.
Gotta get past this last angry shark and does. That was pretty damaging. On the bright side, Life 2 is the best cure spell in the game.
It sure is. I'm gonna have fun rewatching this VOD. Chat must have gone bonkers while we were both down here.
So did we.
A little bit.
I'm pretty sure we lost it too.
And not a lot of heal potions left for Captain Nerd at this point.
Yeah, usually for a Topher, even if it's a little dicey, if I've got heal 2 and heal 3, I try to rely on those rather than do potions because they're slower. But I needed, after the umpteenth dive, I realized I needed that healing for both Kraken and Chaos.
Chaos seemed to be up there on his magic defense, too. The spells weren't doing a ton of damage. But we were rooting for the 3 and 256 strats, if I'm honest.
Which, I think the first dive I got to Chaos, yeah, I whipped out the Bane Sword. Once my fighter went down.
I think we at least got to 10 of 3 and 256.
Again, I lost track.
That's why I said at least.
But now we have the unfortunate, unrunnable grape shark big eye encounter.
It's a nice pile of experience, but I don't think Captain Nerd really has a lot of resources to kill it with. Well, no, he's okay. There's only 2 to kill.
Yeah, I was looking at this encounter every time as just insult to injury.
Well, when your black wizard stabs the shark to death, there's that.
Did you say stabs the shark to death, or dabs the shark to death?
I said stabs. Now, if I were talking about you, that would be a different story.
Oh, you know I'm dabbing.
I just assume you're dabbing right now. Kiyotsuki, I don't know what make you think I want to do math while live on Twitch in the first place, but it's after midnight, so there's no formulas being calculated here.
No, I didn't just search through my emotes for a dabbing penguin.
I was told there would be no math.
I mean, I'm only here because I was told I didn't have to wear pants.
It's been so long he forgot he already used that line.
It's a new day, I can use it again. So,
and goodbye, White Mage. Ooh, this is not good.
No, this is definitely not good. Go ahead and make your joke.
Yeah, you definitely need to move Fighter and White Wizard to the back for this.
Gonna get through Kraken. I don't think that's the biggest problem.
No,
We'll
the biggest
see.
problem is lack of healing, lack of time to set up, and Tiamat and Chaos are just going to go like, you're delicious.
Yeah, only 300 HP worth of healing left there on the heal potions. I think he's still got a chance against Tiamat. Yes, I'm saying there's a chance.
Oh, did you guys enjoy the canoe and Earth?
Very much so. I was impressed you went there right away.
I didn't have a lot of other stuff to check.
And slow 2! Tiamat slows the black belt. You can cast fast to get back to the fasted state. And goodbye, Bill.
Well, you can, but you can't be in a fasted state when you're protecting everybody from the horrible ground monster.
Yeah, 3-256. At least he's trying. Why not? Throw the Bane out there. One Quake left.
Are we defense sorting? There we go.
Alright, so that is gotta be a wrap. Captain Nerd has finished.
And by that we mean forfeit.
And not sure if he's gonna join us. But thank you everybody who stuck this one out. TGE, you were here.
I was here, things were done.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Hope you enjoyed the shows. Show these runners some love. They put on
Please.
an event for us. It was very much an event.
It was something. It was definitely something.
We'll give this just another couple moments. Synth, any final thoughts?
Who rolled this?
I blame TGE.
Trenton rolled it though.
I still blame TGE.
Trenton, you and I have to have words at some. No, my final comment is actually just about the week in general. It's interesting that the meta that's been floating around about there always being a required item in Earth has been pretty much 100%.
Well, it doesn't look like we have Captain Nerd joining us, so TGE, any final thoughts to put a wrap on this one?
Yeah, I got two things. Number one, as you guys all know, remember to keep healing, but number two, and this feels appropriate, this is all just Lich's world, we're just living in it.
Well, I thank TGE for coming back and joining us, and it ended up being a doozy of one. So remember, no matter what happens, there's no need to fear. You can always #blame TGE.
Bye, guys.